but you got to go home with me. I forgot some good old loving and I got some in store. When I get through throwing it on you, you got to come back for more. Boys and things will come by the dozen, but that ain't nothing but drugstore loving. Pretty little thing living like you count, cause mama, I'm sure hard to handle now, yes around. Action speaks louder than word, and I'm a man with a great experience. I know you got you another man, but I can love you better than him. Take my hand, don't be afraid, I wanna prove every word I say. I'm advertising love for free, so won't you place your ad with me? Boys will call my dime out for loving, but that ain't nothing but kisses, love. Pretty little thing, let me like to count, cause mama, I'm sure hard to handle now, yes around. Baby, here I am, I'm a man on the scene. I can give you what you want, just come go home with me. I got some good old loving and I got better in store. When I get through throwing it on you, you got to come back for more. Boys will call my dime by my loving, but that ain't nothing but drugstore love. Pretty little thing, let me like to count, cause mama, I'm sure hard to handle now, yes around.
serious.
And we hold the world ransom for
Wayne Gandy. Excuse me while I whip this out.
Show me that.
Broadcasting live from the Armada FM studios in Atlanta, Georgia. This is the Sports Joc Show with Wayne Gandy.
You may build me up, yeah, can you build me up, yeah. You won't break me down, I've come too far, yeah, I've come too far, yeah. So just throw in the towel, it's a new day, I'ma do it, yeah, I'm gonna go all the way. You may build me up.
Welcome. It is Monday morning. It is 9 a.m. We are live, Atlanta, Georgia. I'm the Sports Joc, Wayne Gandy. You're listening to the Sports Joc Show. To all our Pearl Harbor veterans, all World War II veterans. Y'all old now, but we still salute you for your sacrifice. 74 years ago, December the 7th, it was that generation's Twin Towers, basically. If you were, I think, that generation, which had already come out of one war back in 1916, am I correct? I like to throw things out to see if my people are on their toes. I get no help around here for the First World War, I tell you. But we'll figure that out. We'd like to say thank you. You'd be about 90, 92 now. It was 1914. I wasn't that far off. See? I'm fighting that CTE. I'm fighting him. 14 to 18, right in there. But thank you. Greatest generation, as they say, ever. You couldn't get that many people to volunteer to do nothing in America today. You say go fight the Germans, everybody would feel like they got flat feet, missing toes. Some of y'all guys would cut your fingers off. Y'all do anything to stay out of the academy. He's already done up. You just put a firecracker in your hand and let it go, like Jason Pierre-Paul. Just can't pass the drug test. It's just a lot of things that just would not get us over to those beaches over there. But we do salute you, and we want to get that out of the way before we do anything else on the show. Great weekend of sports. We have a lot to break down. Kobe came to Atlanta. Kobe's on his farewell tour. They did arrest a young lady, mid-20s, dark hair, lived a couple of years over in Italy for stalking Kobe. They handcuffed her after the game. She looked very similar to a girl who used to do the show with me, Valentina Lee. But I know it wouldn't be Valentina that they had in handcuffs, but it looked like her. But I can't say that it was her. Maybe we'll hit Valentina up and make sure she is not incarcerated today. But we have a great show. Before we go on, this is how the sports weekend started. If you were asleep by the time this game ended, as Big Kenny says, put in Aaron Rodgers, last play, the Lions, Thursday night.
Can the receivers get far enough down the field? Rodgers in trouble. It's going to get there. He turned 32 yesterday. Does he have a vintage moment in him? In the end zone, it is caught for the win. Richard Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers throws the Hail Mary. Hail Mary, won't you come with? No, I can't. I don't think that Tupac was talking about that kind of Hail Mary when he was doing his. But that is Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball down to another man named Rodgers, his big tight end, coming up with the Hail Mary catch. And if you see on the Sports Joc page, if you look at the fans' expressions, they are really priceless. It's an emotionless moment. I've been on the end of that where you think you won't be frozen in time. You actually stop for about 10 seconds where you're just sitting there like, did that just happen? Picture 8 down there. We got more fans. Let's see some of the other fans, of the Lions fans, just sitting there in utter disbelief. That is the fan of Michigan when Michigan
got the punt blocked. Michigan State blocked the punt and returned it for a touchdown. Looks like a similar fan, same guy, different colors. He's already letting his wife or fiance know, look, I'm a sports addict because I'm going to be going from Ann Arbor and all these places back to Detroit. He probably is on some meds today. What would bring him down? What do they need to give him? Prozac to relax him? Because he's having a bad year. And I'm quite sure he probably placed a couple bets on FanDuel, even if it was $50, some little lightweight betting. But to have his heart broke like that, just Aaron Rodgers throwing it up, keeping Green Bay hopes alive. Green Bay had dropped 3 games in a row right there, just throwing it up for the touchdown at the end of the game. We're going to talk more NFL action as this hour, as this show goes on. Remember, we're here 9 to noon every Monday, and I just thought I would show you how the weekend started. One other little sad note, people out in San Bernardino, it's time, America. It's time. It's time to, every gate, every door, every entrance to everything needs to start being super wand. You should wand people in the parking lot. We got to stop waiting on that freedom thing. I mean, we might need to go ahead. No bags. I told you, no bags at public arenas, women. That's what I need the NFL to move to. We got to start taking some. It's like we're waiting on the moment, and then we will correct. So just wanted to throw that out there. Sad situation, 14 dead. I don't think anyone has passed away other than those 14. Before I go on, anybody know of anyone involved in that? No. Any of you ever been to San Bernardino? Massengill has. Kenny drove through there on his way to Compton. So we know that, what he was doing out there, him and Snoop. Y'all didn't know Big Kenny and Snoop best friends. That's who gave Snoop his first joint. Big Kenny, when it was called a joint with a roach clip. Snoop was 12, Big Kenny was 14. He was just they was gone. They were calling it dab back then. They was dabbing. But I have my funny co-host here with me, the beautiful and always talented Big Kenny. Welcome.
You're far too kind. Good morning. Good morning. I would have probably known that World War II question. It's just that I was still suffering PTSD from the Spanish Inquisition. So, I mean, it was like a 1916 question, like I was there. You know what I mean? When did Pearl Harbor happen? I don't know. and as far as people who don't understand why Aaron Rodgers can keep coming back and just never seems to be able, people never seem to be able to put him away, I did some research. And I found out who Aaron Rodgers is in his former life. Do you have the picture? That's who Aaron Rodgers was in his former life. He was Michael Myers from Halloween. He can't be killed. He can't be put down. The only way you will be able to beat him is you got to chop his head off and then burn his body in separate pits. So he'll keep coming back.
No, the only thing I didn't like about Halloween series is they never really let me know how I need a magic spell or a potion or something. Not just that I'm so crazy and that I can absorb knives. And did he fall in an acid bath and I just missed that on the first part?
You know how it is when white people get pissed off. Ain't no stopping them. You know what I mean?
Because at least Freddie was in a dream, and usually it's something happens, but Michael Myers just was a lunatic. That doesn't mean that you have special powers.
You can't kill crazy.
You can't kill
crazy.
Mike Myers is on the same stuff Donald Trump is on now. You know what I'm saying?
They are the same crazy. I like that similarity.
Look at the hair. Look at the hair. It's the same. It's whatever spell Mike Myers is on. Donald Trump is on it now.
I see it.
Look at the pale, crazy looking skin, the crazy looking hair,
the straw hair.
The only thing Mike Myers was missing that Donald Trump has is he doesn't always go, look at the ratings. Look at the ratings.
And then there's money.
Mike Myers for president. as a liberal.
I don't know. I may vote for him before I go with Trump.
He's going liberal. Ross Perot is on his as the vice
way back.
Yeah, they both on the same ticket.
Obviously liberal. Any man who can take a hanger to the eyeball.
Ralph Nader Party.
Yeah, he's all in favor of expressing yourself.
And the truth is in the building. Good morning.
Hello. You know, Big Kenny is kind of pretty.
Hey, that's what I've been told.
Yeah, I like that.
Don't let it get you caught up now. You know what I'm saying?
It works against him when he's doing those little stints.
Oh, does it?
Them stints away. He told you about the honey bun.
Oh, yeah.
He put us on to the honey bun. When it's warm, he's definitely in trouble.
Sports Joc, when you pretty like me, you get special protection. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to know Big Kenny belongs to me and nobody else.
Like the rat told him in the Guardian of the Galaxy, that's my booty. That booty belonged to me. If y'all never saw Little Possum, he liked to be called a possum, but he was a raccoon, Guardian of the Galaxy. That was the only part I really liked about the movie. He said, that booty is mine. And they incarcerated him. Yeah, it's a little fantasy movie. You know, I love all kind of movies.
Right.
We're going to talk about movies. They have a lot of reboots coming up for you in 2016, 2017, some of your old classics. Like
Reboots sounds like shoes you buy at the Salvation Army.
With new heels on, new soles.
For some of these movies, that's what it's going to feel like. They came from the Salvation Army. But we'll be back. College football bowl season is upon us. That and much more in this first hour. The Black Mamba looking real slow. That and much more right after this quick break.
Listen and watch us in many ways on your computer or smartphone. Visit thesportsjoc.com, download the Sports Joc app, or watch and listen from youtube.com. Just search for the Sports Joc, Wayne Gandy.
Right now, you gotta toss and turn and feel
Recently, he got help going on the internet.
Okay, so just type the job website address here. That's it. Then you enter what job you're looking for there.
Electrician.
This is Peter. Recently, he got help going on the internet for the first time to look for a new job.
Okay, then you just hit search and...
In the past, Peter's gotten work through people he knew, but he heard there were more jobs online.
There we go.
These are all for me?
Uh-huh.
Really?
He had no idea just how many.
I can't believe it. This one looks good.
Peter is thinking the internet might be for him after all.
And this is just one website.
Wow. Why didn't I do this sooner?
See what the internet can help you do at everyoneon.org or call 1-855-387-9166 to find a free training class near you. Brought to you by Connect to Compete and the Ad Council.
Would your business survive a disaster? Nearly 2/3 of businesses aren't prepared for an emergency, and 40% of businesses that experience a disaster never recover. Make an emergency plan now before it's too late. For a free online tool that helps you develop an emergency plan to keep your business up and running should disaster strike, visit ready.gov/business. Brought to you by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the American Red Cross, and the Ad Council.
Chris, you're not acting like a grown-up in our relationship.
Am too.
There's your comic book collection, the race car bed.
I'm young at heart, but I put money into my 401k every paycheck. I'm taking control over my financial life, and that feels pretty grown up to me.
Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ideas and easy ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org. Are those footy pajamas?
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
In the red zone.
back to the Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc, Wayne Gandy. A lot of things happen in college football these past 7 days. I went out to the SEC championship game, watched the Alabama Crimson Tide dismantle the Florida Gators. Very slow-moving game. Florida not able to do anything. And you know, you people love to throw out comments like this guy is an offensive guru and this guy is a genius and this stuff should be named. Florida got 3 first downs. Now, the Sports Joc has never coached, ever. But something tells me in a 60-minute game, I can figure out a way to get 3 first downs. 3 first downs, that's all. You had like 100 yards offense. You ran 70 plays. That's like 1.5 yards a play. I'm thinking I can call something that can at least get 1.5 yards for 70 plays. I mean, it was pathetic. And the dude you had at quarterback, Harris, please put him at another position. He looks like y'all had lost your first 4 quarterbacks and had to just put a guy back there. That's how bad he looked at quarterback. Now, he's probably a great athlete, great talent. I don't know whether you just promised his dad that you would leave him at quarterback and let him play. I know your starter earlier this year. Can't think of his name right now. Greer. PED, suspended until next year. Please put this kid as a quarterback at receiver or in the slot cornerback, somewhere where he can be effective and have a great college career, because at quarterback, it was pathetic. It really looked like that. It looked like everybody got hurt at quarterback, and you went over there to the sideline and said, hey, any of y'all play quarterback in high school? Okay, come on, play. We're going to need somebody. He couldn't complete a pass. He just throwing the ball up. It was just not a great game to watch at all. A great atmosphere, as you can imagine, with the Bama and the Florida fans there. Game sold out, so that wasn't the problem. But to sit there and watch Florida try to run an offense that did nothing was very, very, very painful to believe that that was a representation of the SEC East. Alabama, part of the Final Four, headed to try to win another national championship, along with Clemson, Michigan State, and Oklahoma. 40 bowl games. Yes, 40. 40 bowl games. That's 80 teams. They only had 75 teams that was 500 or better, which means went 6-6. The other 5, they went by graduation rate. Imagine that. You got so many bowls that you ran out of teams that were at least 500 that you started picking the other 5 opponents based on which schools had higher player graduation.
Which is, it's not like this was prison. You know what I'm saying? And they be like, oh, that's good. They
Good
got all
behavior.
them dudes coming out of jail.
And that's just how far these bowl games, 40 bowl games. The first game, December the 19th, San Jose State versus Georgia State. Yes, I said Georgia State. The one you drive by right after the Grady curve here in Atlanta. For you people that come into town, you come up the highway, that little area that always has traffic. I know you're thinking of it right now. There is a time the cab always gets stuck.
And wasn't Georgia State's record like 4-8, something like that?
They were 0-12 2 years ago. They were 1-11 last year, and this year they're 6-6 under Coach Trent Miles.
That's
Congrats
dope.
to them.
And that took them to a bowl.
And that got them to a bowl game. They went on the road this past Saturday to Georgia Southern in a game they were not predicted to win, and they actually hammered Georgia Southern. I want to say it was 41-30 or something like that. Final score. Oh, I'm sorry. I gave Georgia Southern too much credit. 34-7. Georgia Southern runs that triple option, and Georgia State persevering, and they got a lot of good talent on there. I'm telling you, the little number 18, his name is Penny Hart. I've dubbed him as Dollar because he's worth way more than a penny. He's going to be in a pro uniform, barring any injury. Some kids go to another level once you pull them. There's always those guys that you think never showed you something in high school. They got it, but they keep growing, and he is
Penny.
one of those players. He's only 5'8", about 180 pounds, but somebody can use that kind of dynamic.
And somebody low to the ground.
That kind of dynamic talent.
The Falcons could use Oscar Pistorius. Right now, they could use any partially able-bodied individual.
Alabama will lose its defensive coordinator, Kirby Smart. He will be going to take the head coach at the University of Georgia. Auburn will be losing their defensive coordinator. He will be going over to Will Muschamp. He will be going over to South Carolina. So he really never unloaded his U-Haul. Florida let him go last December. He went to Auburn for this year, and now he's driving on up a little further north to South Carolina. Kirby played at Georgia, back with Champ Bailey. I actually played against Will Muschamp to show my age. But we're not that old, but
yeah, you are.
No, Muschamp is a young coach. You can be a young coach.
Yeah.
He could be.
Okay, Sports Joc.
He could be.
Okay.
But that sounds like one of those disclaimers. He could be young.
Yeah, but he ain't.
And depending on how you look at it. Sports Joc, I want to ask you something.
Yes.
You were saying that Florida was just abhorrently horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Was Florida that bad, or is Alabama that good? Because obviously Florida had to have beaten everybody else to play Alabama. So somewhere they showed a glimpse of greatness, or at least proficiency, to get to the SEC championship game. SEC, as everybody knows, is the most difficult conference in college football.
Mm-hmm.
And they made it that far. And then it seemed like they had last year's Georgia State team on the field.
Yeah,
and is it just because Alabama is that dominated?
They beat a lot of teams because they have a great defense. But when you start trying to beat the top teams, you got to also score. So I'm able to win the 9 games I won because I played against teams that don't score a lot of points. So my defense is dominant. When I go and play Florida State or Alabama, those type teams who have equally the kind of defense that are not going to let me move, and now I put that kind of defense against a below average offense, and they have an actual great offense, then I go in a game and I can barely move the ball. I don't know that they crossed the 50-yard line but once. That's how bad Florida's offense was.
And what were the stats that out of 72 plays, they got how many yards?
They had like a little bit over 100 in a full game. I know when I left, which was about 4 minutes left in the game, they had only got 3 first downs.
I think that
in the fourth quarter.
No, not in the fourth quarter. In the game. That's
three first downs. And I think that this crew, I mean, including the women and the engineers behind the glass, we could get on the field and do better.
I can get a couple of first downs. Yeah, I know I can.
Guarantee that we could get a minimum 4 first downs.
It must have been painful staying that long.
Yeah, it was one of those. Like, okay, they're gonna get it. Yeah, they're gonna get it.
And then halftime came.
And then it was halftime. And then once Alabama went up big, they just started, and you can't leave your defense. That's the problem people never realize. The defense was playing stellar. But every time you go on the field, it's 3 and out, and I'm back on the field. Like I'm never able to rest.
Yeah, I'm exhausted.
So I'm exhausted by the fourth quarter because you aren't playing at all. I go out there for 10 plays. You go out there for 3. I go out there for 10 plays.
That's just not fair.
Florida was losing so bad that I was watching the game at home, and my daughter asked me, "Daddy, why do you keep watching this?"
And she's how old?
She's 10. She's like, Daddy, why do you keep? It's not like it's exciting. You know who's gonna win.
Here, you need me to find the remote,
Right.
Daddy.
It's easy to see who's gonna win. Why do you keep watching this? And and I'm trying to like it may be there may be some Aaron Rodgers type
No, never happened.
incident later on in the game, and she was like, I don't think so.
It never happened. Mark Richt, who got fired last week, and we kind of forecast that he would go about 600, 700 miles south of Athens.
You called it.
If you're looking at the Sports Joc page, he's throwing up the symbol, the U. Remember, Mark Richt he was on the team. I was about to say he played, but he was on the team. He just happened to be behind some actual Hall of Fame Heisman Trophy winner guys, which I know when he had their little reunion, I wonder really how he feels,
So, Mark, what are you up to these days? Yeah, we're on our way to Canton to be inducted to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Benny.
So, Mark, what's going on with you?
I just got fired from Georgia. They did say Vinny Testaverde was in the crowd. He was behind Jim Kelly. He was behind Bernie Kosar. It's just sometimes you go places it's stacked. I mean, I'm quite sure he thought when Jim and Bernie left, it was his number.
And
it just happened to be somebody behind him. Like, no, we're going to go with him instead. And Vinny went on to win the Heisman Trophy. So
a lot of talent in that era.
Mark probably held the punt. The field goal or something. He probably was that guy.
On the bright side, he learned how to recognize talent. That's why he ended up in coaching. He knows how to recruit.
He's seen a lot of it.
We're going to go to break. We come back. We got a little jailhouse rock in the next segment.
Hey. Yeah, whoa.
Honey buns for everybody.
Whoa.
This is a guided meditation on parenting. Take this time to breathe deeply and close your eyes. Right now, you're completely in control. Unlike the time you and your son played basketball and you attempted to slam dunk, or when you tried removing those raccoons from the basement. Concentrate on the soothing sound of my voice. Release the memory of when you wrestled with that beehive in your son's treehouse. Let go of the time you thought that skunk was a cat, or when you pulled into the garage with your son's bike on top of the car. Deep breaths. Deep breaths.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you. For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Welcome to today's lottery drawing. And today's winning numbers are not yours, not yours, and another number that's not yours. And the final number is not yours.
When it comes to having money, don't rely on luck. Brew your own coffee at home instead of buying that latte. Brown bag it to work instead of ordering it. Go to feedthepig.org for more free ideas on how to save. Feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
This is Lisa Edelstein from House. On TV, the good doctors aren't always easy to spot, but it is easy to spot the good that Barasa Ware is doing as a local health worker in Ethiopia. Every day he helps the children of his village survive. When you help local health workers like Barasa, you're one step away from helping children survive all over the world. See where the good goes at goodgoes.org and find out all the ways you can help the good go further. Brought to you by Save the Children and the Ad Council.
Today in school, I learned a lot. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes me. In biology, I learned that I'm fat and stupid. In English, I learned that I'm disgusting. And in gym, I learned that I'm pathetic and a joke. The only thing I didn't learn in school today is why no one ever helps.
Kids witness bullying every day. They want to help, but they don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov. A message from the Ad Council.
Now, it's time to present the Jock of the Week on the Sports Joc Show, where we highlight an exceptional athlete that has taken their game to the next level.
Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc, Wayne Gandy. Just to give you a quick nugget of information so you'll wonder the next time you see an athlete in college football get a break and stop sucking your thumb wishing you had those same rules of engagement. University of Georgia, $116 million generated by all sports. That's 116. 87 million of that 116 is generated by the UGA football team. Yeah, you heard me right. So only 19 million comes from the rest of the sports. 87 million goes to the school from the football team. That's why they give Herschel Walker the free combo every time he goes to Jim and Nick's Rib Shack. Jim and Nick's is good. You ever had some of that? It's a good commercial barbecue.
19 million is still pretty good for girls basketball and swimming.
Volleyball. Yeah, there's a golf team.
No. There's men's basketball, women's basketball,
okay.
Gymnastics for men and women, volleyball, baseball, swimming, track and field. All those other sports.
Badminton.
Right.
Only came up with $19 million.
I forgot about the basketball team.
That's how irrelevant they really are
but
on the campus.
I bet the same applies at every other school too. I bet the football program is usually what carries the weight.
Correct. But when people talk about it, it's like, well, no, this is why they keep the program. They kind of overlook this and that because that's why the buildings are getting built.
Yeah.
It ain't, and without them, the other sports do not exist. So your son or daughter that's on some other scholarship,
lacrosse
do you really think they make enough money for travel expenses? When were you at the lacrosse game at your college? Right. It was sports at your college. You don't even know where the venue. You ride by there right now, and you be like, what is that there? Oh, that's been there.
Hey, I was so lit in college, you'd be amazed where I wandered up. You know what I mean? Like, why they got all these sticks? What is this about? Then somebody would come and go, hey, man, let's go this way. Okay, let's go this way then.
And I'm not telling you it's fair. I'm just think about it.
Pointing
I'm
out
not
the
telling
obvious.
you it's right. And I'm not telling you that it's special cases. I'm telling you if you were in business, you can figure out why they let this employee be late and you not be late. There's a reason why it works like that.
It's about the dollar.
Yeah, you can't go over there and Johnny is making 10 times more money for the company and be talking about why his parking spot closer.
Yeah,
you know why his parking spot.
You can get away with a few things when you're bringing in that kind of money.
87 million, basically to 20 million. All of the sports.
So football made 87 million, and they complaining about somebody cashing a $92 check 2 times. I mean, really? Really?
No, they complaining about them getting caught.
Oh, okay. That's what it was.
That's what it was.
Caught. Because I'm saying they could have just let them cash them little checks 2 times and charge that.
Oh, they shut down the store that was responsible.
You're trying to recash at the same place. I told you to go. You got to do it in 2 different places.
I mean, it's Athens. How many places? How many places can you really commit bank fraud in Athens? Your choices are limited.
Aaron Hernandez. We're gonna talk NFL next hour, but we're gonna talk Aaron Hernandez because he has no connection to the NFL anymore. Former Patriot tight end.
But when he was in the NFL, he used to kill him.
He was a definitely. They did a little sweep of the jail. They didn't just sweep Aaron Hernandez's cell.
Are you sure?
They do a general sweep, a raid
to make people not know that they're targeting Aaron
Hernandez. Yeah, we're doing this.
We're gonna have to target Hernandez, but just shake everybody else down too.
In his cell, they found a half a box of honey buns. And a shank. In his prison cell, they have moved him to an isolated area to protect him. Remember, Aaron Hernandez is doing life in prison for the murder of Odin Lloyd, his girlfriend's sister's boyfriend.
A half a box
twice removed.
A half a box of honey buns and a shank is the death row starter kit.
Alleged half a box of honey bun, reported shank though. I don't know about. They just said it was some soft pastries fell on the ground. I figured.
Oh,
it was honey bun.
And now if it's a half box of honey buns, you gotta wonder what happened to the other half.
But Aaron Hernandez, and what's so sad, this is the sad part, he is in a Supermax prison. I think you're probably waking up and realizing his life. Like all that thug life, going to court with this. I think sometimes, like I tell people, I got drafted in April. It was Thanksgiving by the time I had realized that I had actually changed my circumstances of life. It hadn't hit me. I didn't even realize I was in the pros. I just kept playing football. And I was driving back from a club one night in Hollywood, and about halfway home, I guess being sleepy, I started thinking, man,
Look at me now.
This is a nice car. Like, I got a CD chain. Like I'm sitting there and it finally hit me. Now I've had the car. I had the car about 5 months, but it never hit me. And I think all of us probably have experience, whether it's something tragic in your life or something like that. It doesn't always hit you
There's a
that
delay.
day.
Yeah, there's a delay reaction.
And I would imagine Big Kenny, Troop, y'all can chime in on this. I think maybe he finally realizing, no, this is going to be day-to-day activity.
This is my real life now.
For life.
I
Like
remember. I remember going to the refrigerator and thinking, "Man, I'm out. I'm actually released. I'm a free man. I can eat out of a refrigerator."
So I just think that he probably, all that hard, now you shanking. You went from $3.5–4 million a year to shanks in a matter of 18 months.
And how old is he?
I would say 26 at the max. He was a young player. I don't think he's any more than 26. We can look it up, but this is going to be your life. They have him in a little isolated ward now.
He's 26, or as they call him in prison, young and tender.
Yep. And I'm quite sure he'll be a target for a while of people. I've never been to prison, but something tells me I definitely don't want to go to a Supermax prison. It says Supermax, meaning that the people that the FBI hunt down probably are in here. The people on Criminal Minds,
the worst criminals possible,
that just do it to be doing it. You know, I guess that would be to be in prison with people that do it to do it.
Yeah. When you're in Supermax, that means everybody has a mild-mannered alter ego. You know what I mean? And they can all run into a phone booth. You know, I think part of what happens with guys like an Aaron Hernandez is when you're on the streets and you're a gangster, you can position yourself among a crew of people who see you as the most gangster. It's like the same way a lot of really proficient college athletes never pan out in the pros, because when you get to the pros, everybody here is pro material. Everybody here is fast and strong and aggressive, and all of those things that used to make people intimidated of you at the level under you. But when you go to prison, everybody there is a pro gangster.
Yes.
And he's just an accidental criminal. I mean, he just...
And they think you're probably stupid for giving up the $4 million a year to be gangster. Like you gave up that. I was $4 million a year selling drugs illegal.
For your girlfriend's
you would actually in a legal profession
friend twice
want to be
removed.
gangster. And Big Kenny, you make a good point, because I was big in a sense. I'm still a pretty big man.
I was looking at that
when I was in, but when I was in high school, it was Wayne. Nobody's in. I went to college and I stand next to people bigger than me. I go to the weight room in high school, you know, man, Wayne put that 290 on there today. I go to college, y'all doing 300 for the first set? We don't get no warm up. Like, we gonna warm up. I mean, what happened to the 135?
They starting off with your man,
and everybody like, get out of here with that cut. Don't do no 290.
Yeah, it's like, okay, y'all warm up with 275. I mean, this is a real, and you're like, oh man, I got to step up my game because I'm in a different way. And the same thing with the pros. The first thing you realize is everybody's fast. All that running this person down, no, everybody's fast. That's why we're here, because we're all the best of it.
And I had a friend, a comedian friend, he's out now, but he had started to achieve some success in comedy, gotten on TV, things like that, made some poor life choices, ended up in jail. And he said nothing was more embarrassing than sitting in the rec room watching like a comic view or something like that. And he would come on and everybody in the rec room would turn and look at him like, bruh, really? Really? You are so dumb. And now we hate you for being dumb. And then obviously you may have a little bit of cash. So now you finna pay everybody's commissary.
I like how Kenny said poor life choices. What'd he do?
Some check fraud type of identity
bad life
theft.
choice.
Yeah, bad life choice. Bad life
And he's at minimum security.
Yeah, not Supermax.
We need to get a sheet on what Supermax really.
Supermax is
entails.
generally 23 hours on lock, 1 hour out of your cell. That's Supermax. No contact with the outside world. No correspondence through letters or emails or
no cell phone.
So they don't sit in the little sitting area like they show you on the movie.
No.
Everybody
And
pals
you watch
around.
too much TV.
In Supermax, when you get out for your 1 hour, you are put in what is equivalent to a dog kennel. It's a caged-in area where you can't touch. I mean, you can see other
Like
people
Hannibal
and talk to
Lecter.
them. Right.
That's how
And
they
you
have it.
do your little thing inside this, like 8x7, and then they unlock you, shackle you up, and take you back
23
to the
hours.
cell.
Because Hannibal Lecter just wanted a view.
That's all he wanted.
That's all I'll tell you about everybody for a view.
I just want to see the sky.
We'll be back. Kobe Bryant not seeing a jump shot, Kobe. That and much more coming up right after this.
Listen and watch us in many ways on your computer or smartphone. Visit thesportsjoc.com, download the Sports Joc app, or watch and listen from youtube.com. Just search for the Sports JOC. Wayne Gandy.
Hi, this is John Andrasik of Five for Fighting, here for RAD, the entertainment industry's voice for road safety. You know, style is a personal thing, and your lifestyle is your business. But if you take it on the road, it becomes everybody's business. So please, plan ahead, designate before you celebrate. Friends, don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service announcement brought to you by RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
This is a guided meditation on parenting. Take this time to breathe deeply and close your eyes. Right now, you're completely in control. Unlike the time you and your son played basketball and you attempted to slam dunk, or when you tried removing those raccoons from the basement. Concentrate on the soothing sound of my voice. Release the memory of when you wrestled with that beehive in your son's treehouse. Let go of the time you thought that skunk was a cat, or when you pulled into the garage with your son's bike on top of the car. Deep breaths. Deep breaths.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you. For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Dear John, I'm leaving. Uncontrolled high blood pressure is serious, and I can quit whenever I want. Why can't we get back to when you checked on me? I don't want to leave, but remember, when I quit, you quit. Sincerely, your heart.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. High blood pressure can lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range today. Find out how at heart.org/blood pressure. A message from the American Heart Association, the American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Today in school, I learned a lot. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes me. In biology, I learned that I'm fat and stupid. In English, I learned that I'm disgusting. And in gym, I learned that I'm pathetic and a joke. The only thing I didn't learn in school today is why no one ever helps.
Kids witness bullying every day. They want to help, but they don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov. A message from the Ad Council.
Walking through a party in the county jail. The prison band was there, they began to wail. The band was jumping and the joint began to swing. You should have heard this knocked out jailbird sing and rock.
Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc, Wayne Gandy. Kobe Bryant. I would put him probably as the 5th or 6th greatest Laker. all time, maybe 5th. There's people that I would put before him: Wilt Chamberlain, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I think Kobe would probably be next, right in there with Jerry West, the logo. But right there, that starting 5 would win a lot of championships. You imagine Wilt and Kareem being able to play together. Magic would have like 200 assists. There'd be a lot of fights between Kareem and his Muslim life and Wilt
Magic and his inability to speak.
Wilt Chamberlain with his whoremongering, his 20,000 women in his lifetime that he bedded. No way.
That's
no
still,
way, Wilt. That's still
that's
a
still
lie.
dubious to me.
And you don't believe it?
No,
it's not believe. It's not.
Yeah, Bill Cosby had more women than him.
You don't know 20,000 different people. Not so. I did the math. It's a different woman from age 14 to death.
Every hour
every
of the
day.
day. Oh, every day.
He has to have a different woman.
And when
Every
did he
day.
die? How many years was that?
He died, I think, Wilt was about 60. He wasn't an old man, maybe 62.
From 14 to death.
Yeah,
a different woman every day.
Yeah.
So like family vacations, you know what I'm saying? You just real good because you're not always in your comfort zone.
Yeah.
That day you were sick.
Right, the day you were sick, the day that you went on your college recruiting trip. You know what I'm saying?
Your 15th birthday party.
You never skipped a day. Hey, I'm sorry about what happened to grandmama. We got to go to a funeral, but first.
Let me meet this new girl.
And knock her off.
Today. I just met her.
At my grandmama's funeral.
So you call him an exaggerator.
I think he might have maybe gotten having maybe 20,000, having sex 20,000 times.
Confused with the number of
20,000 different partners.
Well, that's possible. But that doesn't make it much better. What's that math look like? I mean,
that's sex
carry the
every
one.
day.
Yeah.
That's sex every day from like 14 to 60.
Even if it is with,
even if it's with the same person.
Aside from how difficult it is, nobody's even focusing on how exhausting it is.
Now we're talking about. We're at seasons where the man averaged 50 points a game, and he couldn't shoot free throw. He's like one of the worst free throw shooters in history. He scored 100 points. So even that night, he gave him 100 points.
He still got it.
Got a new one. So that's my thing. When did you keep meeting the new one? Y'all was bussing. This is the 60s. Y'all bust to 90% of the places. They didn't fly from here to Charlotte. They bust everywhere. They didn't. A flight in the 60s was going from Atlanta to Denver. You bust from here to Memphis.
Yeah, you did.
Back in them days.
Hey, when they stopped at the Denny's, he was on some, I'd like that Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity, and I want something to eat too.
And if you never seen, I know I said this before, if you've never seen that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Minority of One on HBO or however you can find it, Hulu, check it out. When Kareem said he was hanging, this was when he was Lou Alcindor. He hadn't changed his name yet. He was 15, 16. He had a chance to hang out with Wilt. And when he said Wilt, him and Wilt got on the elevator, and it was a little short guy on there, like a Floyd Mayweather height, and asked him, how the weather up there?
Yeah.
And Wilt spit on him. And Kareem said he froze. He didn't know what to do. He said Wilt just spit on the guy. Like it feels like that.
Yeah.
It's raining.
But that is a good thing to catch about Kareem. But Kobe was in town, farewell tour going on. It wouldn't be Kobe if he couldn't find a way to make it about him. That's Kobe.
He's
That's the one thing we know about Kobe. He gonna make it about Kobe. I did take a couple of pictures. I usually don't, but these people here kept texting me. Capture the moment.
Oh my God! Please get some pictures.
Invite him back home for dinner. I'm mad you didn't bring him back to the crib.
This is so awesome.
Show the pictures real quick. Kobe there. Can't really rotate the pictures.
Turn your head to the.
He says he doesn't really take pictures, and now we understand.
That is Kobe right there shooting a free throw, and then it's Kobe
all of them
just.
gonna be
you gotta look to the side. It's not the Molly kicking in.
We should have rotated those in the Sports Joc's phone.
No, it came in my phone correct. It's not in my phone like that. Oh, I don't have the proper software for their up-to-date technology over there.
Wow.
They working it for me.
And now
But
my
that is
vertigo
Kobe.
set in.
For you people that think that Kobe don't use the restroom, he does. You know, people look at stars and sometimes think these people aren't human, but nothing says human as the Waffle House.
Nothing.
Let's see Kobe at the Waffle House. If you want to look at humanity at its finest, scattered, smothered, covered, double chunked.
What is on his plate? What did he have?
Look,
that's my order.
His wife's purse. His wife's purse could purchase the Waffle House, and they're at the Waffle House with the what it looks like.
They had a fancy Waffle House
like
though,
the
because they got
cheesesteak.
art. I ain't never been to. They got art on the wall.
No, that's a
those
picture.
are posters in
Yeah,
the window.
yeah, that's not art.
Those are the posters in the window.
Oh, okay. I thought that was a wall with some art. I'm like, what Waffle House is that? All I get is a picture of the new sandwich.
Kobe's got the looks like Kobe's got the all-star breakfast with grits, raisin toast, cheese, eggs, and scattered, smothered, covered with a waffle light.
Finally want to be regular Kobe at the Waffle House. I wonder if he got some of that Southern champagne. Don't look like they got any of that on the table though.
Oh, it's out of the picture. You know look, Coke and water.
Yeah, they don't have none of that Southern champagne. That means they from L.A. They don't know.
Can I have a Pepsi?
They didn't know how to order the sweet tea. Yeah, they don't do sweet tea in only place in California I think even has sweet tea is McDonald's.
And that's because they have it franchise. I mean,
yeah, that's because
people know about it.
Because they sell
I
it
got
all.
friends that come to Atlanta and they're like, "Oh, I want to go get some sweet tea."
Yeah,
like they don't put sugar in beverages anywhere else. It's amazing.
Used to manage a Waffle House. Well, my Waffle House is like on a district level, and that's a science.
Really?
I mean, yeah, it's the way they call.
Yes.
It's called the pull for production, where they scatter, smother, covered, on 3, that kind of thing. They teach you how to do that. One of the things that all of the Waffle House waitresses have to know is all of the prices of all of the menu items by memory. We give them tests.
None of the Waffle Houses I go to have those waitresses have not passed that test. They don't know how to stand in the square, call out the order.
They know, they just don't do it. And part of the reason that they act like they don't know the prices is so that they can manipulate the
now
register.
That has happened,
and get money.
And that has happened.
Yeah, you have to check people.
Oh yeah,
all the time at the cash register.
And people from LA don't have sugar in the state of California.
They got a lot of marijuana though.
Yeah, but hey, we don't want to eliminate everything. but it's like fried foods and sugar. People know you're not from LA. If you go into a restaurant, you go, "Y'all got sweet tea?" They go, "You're not from here, are you?"
You order in a raw food restaurant.
Kobe scored 14 points. It was 4 of 20 shooting. He didn't shoot well. He hasn't shot well all year. That's why I think he finally came to grips with, since he does not want to come off the bench, and he always wants you to see him as Kobe Bryant.
Isn't it too late for that though?
Tour.
Isn't it too late for always seeing him as Kobe Bryant? Sort of like it was with Michael Jordan, when you could have left with a slight bit of your dignity intact. You decided to try that 1 or 2 extra years, and now you look mortal. You used to be the Mamba. Now you kind of like,
Grass snake.
Garden snake.
Just a regular snake.
Yeah. I think that Kobe in his own, that's why I asked Sekou before the season, Sekou Smith of NBA.com, why wouldn't he ask for a trade? Because most superstars at least try, there's a reason. Michael Jordan went to the Wizards so he could figure out how to become an owner. If y'all don't remember, he was the GM there. He became part owner, and then he was able to get his own team to start making decisions in personnel. It wasn't just about him scoring, and he still was playing better than Kobe. I think a lot of that comes from that Michael Jordan went to college, and he learned technique. Kobe, if you watch all the players that have fallen off, which we're on the cusp of maybe the greatest Hall of Fame class ever inducted. If the people that should retire after this season retire, in 5 years it's going to be a grand retirement Hall of Fame, which would be Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Vince Carter, Tim Duncan. You're talking about 3 or 4 people that are on the top 50 of all time.
You don't think Kobe asked for a trade and other teams were like,
No, we don't want you.
hey, no, bro, just go ahead and do the Laker thing.
No, the Knicks are still a franchise, right?
Yeah.
They would have. They take
I could
all.
play for the Knicks.
They take anything that'll sell a ticket. They'll put it on the floor. But I think Kobe, in his arrogance, which I think his arrogance is what makes you great. To sit here and say I don't have that genetic code would be a lie. Sometimes I miss being able to go out and show that genetic code. You have to put on your Clark Kent suit and just keep walking around.
I don't think for everybody it's arrogance. I mean, because like for me, I'm just better than everybody. I'm not arrogant. I'm just superior, and those are facts.
I think with Kobe in that he probably thought he was going to be more effective than he. I really believe he hasn't even seen, and this is not a decline of this year. Kobe hasn't been the Mamba in like 5 years, 4 minimum. But it's been a while since he's been the Mamba.
Yeah, his game has been progressively
right. But I'm quite sure he probably had a higher expectation, higher thought process that I won't be 4 for 30. I'm Kobe,
and nobody
even
knows
at my
how that
worst,
feels.
I'm better than you. No, at your worst, you're bad. And the other night, he's just shooting, and the fans, it was a great turnout by Laker fans. And every time he took a shot, they stood up like it was going to go in. And I'm like, y'all going to get a lot of exercise tonight. We'll be back. More of the Sports Joc Show, NFL Hour coming up next.
Turn up.
Dear John, I'm leaving. Uncontrolled high blood pressure is serious, and I can quit whenever I want. Why can't we get back to when you checked on me? I don't want to leave, but remember, when I quit, you quit. Sincerely, your heart.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. High blood pressure can lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range today. Find out how at heart.org/blood pressure. A message from the American Heart Association, the American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey, what's up? This is Gwen speaking for Rad. Give up the keys, choose a designated driver. Music lives, so should you.
A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Dave, what are you doing? Just sending a gift to Dave 2037. Who? Me in the future. I save a little money from every paycheck for Dave 2037 so he can buy anti-gravity boots or a hologram Doberman. What are you getting Steve 2037?
Steve 2037 will be just fine.
Well, okay, but don't expect to borrow my anti-gravity boots.
Save something for the future. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Oh!
You are round MVP.
Yeah, man. Yo, Drew, I finally got round MVP. Round MVP.
No way. That was some ownage.
Finally earning round MVP takes determination. So will getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
Visit knowhowtogo.org to learn what you should be doing right now to prepare for college. Start taking the steps at knowhowtogo.org. Brought to you by the American Council on Education, Lumina Foundation, and the Ad Council.
Me, a cat, moving in with a new human. It took a little getting used to. She has these weird games she likes to play, like this giant feather. She sticks it in my face. I swat it away. She sticks it in my face. I swat it away. It's almost like she thinks I enjoy it. But seeing how much fun she gets out of it, well, I guess it makes it all worth it. Humans.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Enough is enough! I have had it!
Why so serious? And we hold the world ransom for... Excuse me while I whip this out. Show me.
Broadcasting live from the Armada FM studios in Atlanta, Georgia. This is the Sports Joc Show with Wayne Gandy.
You may fill me up, yeah, can you fill me up, yeah? You won't break me down, I've come so far, yeah, I come so far, yeah. So just throw in the towel, it's a new day, I'ma do
Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc, Wayne Gandy. We are here every Monday, live 9 to noon. You can always catch us by going on youtube.com. Just search for the Sports Joc, Wayne Gandy. All our shows are uploaded. You can watch us all week. Have a binge on me. Give us a call, 1-888-926-7562. You don't really have to punch the 1 in anymore. You can just go with the 888, and that means that it's not a sex line. What used to be the sex line? 999-900. Boy, that was like $5 a minute back in the 80s. I did it once. And my mom got the bill. Yeah. Well, that first time you don't know what they talking about. You thinking you gotta like push a, not push a button, but roll the dial to get a charge. I thought the first minute was free. It was not free. That was the first and last time I did that. $5, man. That's like a week of food back in them days. But quick note before we go on with our NFL report. Last Tuesday, World AIDS Day. They did release a new pill to prevent HIV. Not I got AIDS and now I'm going to take the pill, but if you don't have AIDS yet or HIV, you can take this pill, Truvada. I don't know. Some of y'all give me some feedback on whether it works or not. I don't know if they're going to test some people. But I'll let you be the guinea pig on that one. But yes, Truvada, Truvada. Hope I'm saying it right. It might be French. You're raising your hand. But yeah, that is out on the market. The NFL report is this hour. We have our man D. Orlando Ledbetter coming up. Talk about the Falcons who have dropped 6 games in a row. But we are going to start down in the Mercedes Superdome. Yesterday, the best game of the day, surprisingly, I think for most of us that was watching it, based on the records, the Carolina Panthers invade New Orleans at 11-0 and take on the 4-7 Saints, and it actually turned out to be a real great game. Football at its highest level, both quarterbacks playing great in this game. I want to show you one play. And I had some people watching me, and they didn't understand why I was so upset. But I'll show you the play, and then I'll explain it. It's Cam Newton. They ran a play where they faked the run, and he kept the ball. If you're looking at the Sports Joc page, right here, it was clear that Cam, if he had been running at his full speed, could have scored, could have avoided that hit right there. There's another angle where you see Cam as he's running. He starts smirking at the first guy, the safety that's chasing him, like, why would you be trying to chase me? I'm so fast. He did not see the guy that hit him. And everybody was like, why are you on Cam? Why are you on Cam? I'm on Cam because in football, just like boxing, it only takes one hit. And I know you want to dance, and I know you want to do all that stuff you want to do, dab and give the footballs away, but that could have been the season for the Carolina Panthers. There was an opportunity for him to run in the end zone and never get touched. If he would have ran with the speed that he has and scored the touchdown, after that play, he was about 5 to 6 seconds. He was down on the ground trying to get up. You could tell that the hit really affected him. And I told these people who are watching with me, you got to realize the NFL has a concussion protocol. I mixed the words together. Concussion protocol, which means that once you get deemed to have had a concussion, the next time that you sustain one, you have to sit out a game. So if he had sustained a concussion yesterday, and even if he had got cleared to play next week, at any time, playoffs, NFC Championship game, he would have sustained another concussion. The league has to make him sit out. Well, you are the franchise. Stop playing. Get in the end zone. It's not about you and your antics after the touchdown. Okay, you want to do your dance. You want to do the dab. You want to do the Superman. You want to get a ball away. Kudos to you. But as another teammate, I don't want to see my quarterback take those kind of hits. And he could have avoided that by just running in the end zone. So as you sit there, Tom Brady would have never ran that play. And if y'all keep saying that, I might have to stop inviting y'all over to my house to watch the game. Stop bringing up Tom Brady and Cam Newton. Two different people, two different eras, two different skill sets. Tom Brady wouldn't even been close to the end zone. Have you ever seen how slow Tom Brady run? I can beat Tom Brady today. I don't know if Tom Brady was ever as fast as me. He moves real. They don't even really call that play for Tom Brady. He's in trouble when he's like that. Cam is actually doing his thing. Tom is sitting there like, Lord, I hope they don't hit me. Cam that's where he excels, his athletic ability. So stop just looking at that play and look at what it really could have caused down the road. It's like boxing. How you know that linebacker wouldn't have hit him in the knee? The play before I hurt my knee, the fullback went the wrong way. If he had ran the right play, we would have scored a touchdown. The Sports Joc would have never gotten hurt. It was 40 seconds left in the game. We would have scored the touchdown and won. Ovi went the wrong way. The guy that he was supposed to block, he didn't fail and miss the block. He went the wrong way. Tackled Ward Dunn. So we got to run another play. On the next play is when I hurt my knee. And that's what I remember the most about getting hurt. Not the pain. It was the thought, hell, if he had went the right way, I wouldn't even been on the field. That's how you've been feeling. And you went the wrong way. So that's what I'm saying with the Cam thing. I'm okay. Hey, dance. It's the defense job to stop you from scoring. But score. Take things serious. Because the more you make it seem like it's about fun and gain, the more your receivers and other players think it's about fun and gain. And you don't want to do too much of this foolery because you want to be able to sell Wheaties. Right now you acting like all you want to do is sell Sprites. Two different backings. Get to the Wheaties box. Get to the underwear, Hanes. Stop just selling Sprites. Okay? All right, just thought I'd get on. Hey, did I bring my co-host back? Did I bring y'all back into the show? I'm just, what segment were we on? We was on football, right?
Nah.
Well, the Saints did lose, but it was a great game. It went down. Drew Brees. They were talking about the passing of the guard. How you passing the guard? Drew Brees threw for 5 touchdowns. There were no torches passed yesterday. It was Cam threw 5 touchdowns. Drew Brees threw 5 touchdowns. Cam Newton is the MVP of the league. I will tell you that, at least this year. Big Kenny, the funny man himself from Chi-Town. Go check Chirac out.
Also known as Ovi.
I will be seeing it soon.
I lived it. I don't think I want to go paid to see it. But as far as the selling Sprites, when it comes to selling Sprites, I got 2 words: beast mode, boss. I think Sprite does pretty good with that commercial. And for the AIDS drug, Sports Joc, they say they give you a pill that can prevent you from getting AIDS.
You just got to go. Let's go back to that.
How do you know it's effective? You know what I mean?
Well, there are studies.
I'm saying, but you take it and then you go, hey, you want to do something? You know what I mean? How do you test and make sure that it's effective?
That's why I let y'all be the guinea pig.
No, that's all right. I'm good with that.
That's all right. I look at AIDS the same way I look at Chirac. I made it out alive. I ain't going back. You know what I mean?
Well, Cam Newton and the Saints defeating, Cam Newton and the Panthers moving to 12-0 with the win in that game. Tonight, Monday Night Football, Dallas 3-8 taking on Washington, who is 5-6. Washington has a little hope right now. Dallas 3-8. Y'all got the second pick of the draft. I don't know if y'all going to better yourself. You might want to keep that, maybe get a quarterback or something. But they're not going anywhere. Washington does still have a little hope of making the playoffs if they can get themselves in order.
Question about Cam Newton. A lot of talk has been bandied about this season concerning how he's matured, how he's stepped into his leadership role and grown up as an NFL quarterback. Why do you think every now and then he slides back into the old Cam Newton?
I think the old Cam Newton is really who Cam Newton is.
Because that was an old Cam Newton move that I'm just going to jog into the end zone. You got one job.
Yes. And I think that's what I'm saying. If you was asking me, the Cam that you see most of the time is the Cam. The other one he's trying to suppress. When he's doing it in a mannerable way, that's him putting on.
But when he's dabbing, that's Cam.
That is Cam. That is him. He I don't think he sees himself more as just a football player and not a quarterback per se. And he wants to have fun. With certain jobs, I didn't get to do flips, not just because I couldn't do them. But,
I was going to say, wait now.
The way he went in on that guy
I'm not his
outside the stadium.
receiver. That's what receivers and, if you start seeing your lineman out there flipping,
we have a problem.
They want to give you a drug test. What you on? You can move all that. But Cam, I think that he's shown a lot of maturity. I think that, but he still, as you say, McKinney, regresses back to College Park. And that's College Park, Georgia. Right outside the airport for all you people. You've been there. You just didn't know it. We'll be back with more of the Sports Joc Show.
Westlake High School.
Hey, what's up? This is Gwen speaking for Rad. Give up the keys, choose a designated driver. Music lives, so should you.
A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Chris, you're not acting like a grown-up in our relationship.
Am too.
There's your comic book collection, the race car bed.
I'm young at heart, but I put money into my 401k every paycheck. I'm taking control over my financial life, and that feels pretty grown up to me.
Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ideas and easy ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
Are those footy pajamas?
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
In 50 feet, turn left. Why are you driving so slowly?
After a few drinks, I'm taking it slow.
Well, you're not fooling the cop behind you.
What?
Get ready to pay in 0.1 miles.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Me, a cat, moving in with a new human. It took a little getting used to. She has these weird games.
At highway speeds, the average text takes your eyes off the road for about 5 seconds. That's enough time to travel the length of a football field. Stop texts, stopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Players Lounge. You have been given full access to the Players Lounge on the Sports Joc Show with Wayne Gandy.
Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc, Wayne Gandy. Week 13 is in the books. Only one game left. The Redskins and the Cowboys. Monday Night Football. This used to be must-see TV. I remember when this used to be, this was like the game when the Redskins would take on the Cowboys 15, 20 years ago. Today, you could go catch what's out. Do some Christmas shopping. You don't have to particularly
replay
catch
the Wiz.
this. Yeah, you don't have to catch this or nothing really. Tony Romo is out, as you know, hurt his collarbone again. He's out for the rest of the year. Dallas is not going to make the playoffs, and the Redskins have a slight chance with everybody being in their 6-6. That last spot probably going to be – we're going to talk more football after we talk to our man D. Ledbetter about the Falcons, but somebody might slide in there at 8-8. in that last spot in the NFC. One team that is struggling is about 52 miles from my location right now, 52 miles north up in Flowery Branch. The Atlanta Falcons, who started the season 6-0, now are 6-6. Going to Tampa yesterday, losing to the Buccaneers. That play of Jameis Winston escaping the defense on like a 3rd and 15 to keep the drive alive, to go and score, really kind of summed up how the Falcons in the last 6 games have been performing. And when we want to talk Falcons, we always reach out to our man D. Orlando Ledbetter, the beat writer for the Falcons for the AJC. Good morning to you, D.
Hey, good morning, Sports Joc Wayne Gandy. How are you doing today?
I'm doing just great. My first question is probably one of the questions I asked you last time. Does the Falcons rush the passer? Do y'all practice that?
I think they do. They hit this dummy and make a move and try to get to the quarterback there in practice. Just hasn't worked out for them well here.
But what about the pass rusher Beasley and Bierman? Is it just the defensive scheme, or is it just they can't get there?
Now Beasley is getting caught up, by the tackle. He's letting people get to his body, and he's too light. He's a speed guy, and he can't let him get inside. And I saw him get controlled a couple times yesterday on the rush. And if he's just the edge guy, he shouldn't be nowhere near the guys inside, that. But he's having a tough time. They still say he's playing good. I don't grade film like that. But the guy you drafted to be a pass rusher only had 2 sacks. So the numbers kind of speak to his level of play, through 12 games here.
And watching the offense, I know there was a quote, Julio wishes he was more in the offense in scoring areas. People have jumped on Roddy White, Matt Ryan's. How much of this is the offensive coordinator, Kyle Shanahan?
It's certainly some of his, when I asked Julio, I was like, look, Julio, are they throwing, or what's going on in the red zone? Why are they stopping you, or why are they not throwing you the ball? It's one or the other. So then he went off. So, but, in a calm manner, he's a, well-mannered young man. He didn't do a rant and rave thing, but his words spoke volumes about the Falcons' plan inside the red zone. I know Jamie Dukes told me early on that, after the 4 games, everybody had film on the offense and made adjustments to it. But the Falcons haven't been able to counter that, and that's got to fall on the offensive coordinator at this point. He hasn't been able to stop the tail spin. He hasn't been able to come up with something imaginative in the red zone, and thusly they haven't been able to score a lot of touchdowns.
When you look at the team they had at players-only meeting, was that the first players-only meeting they've had this season?
That's the only one we know about. So, yeah, we'll have to call it that. Their first players-only meeting, Coach Quinn endorsed it and said it's okay as long as they're not having their 3rd and 4th players meeting. So he's not expecting them to have any more here, but that was the first one we heard about.
With this fallout, do you get any sense that with 4 games to go, anybody's job necessarily is on the line, coaches or player?
Yeah, I think the players are, I don't know if they're underperforming or they're just not as good as good a fit for the schemes as the new coaches want, and they'll go out and get more replacements next year. They turned this roster upside down, 47% new guys, and, it looked pretty good early on, like if, they could continue to get better while they were winning, they'd be okay, but they didn't continue to get better. That was their best football they were playing early on. So, they might be getting the max out of their talent. Pretty hard to fire guys on the, first-year staff, but it's a couple old guys whose contracts are running out. Maybe Terry Robisky, the wide receiver coach, Keith Armstrong, special teams coach, but that won't change the schemes that they're running under Coach Quinn.
D. Orlando, do you really think that we're really going to be able to get anything right until Dimitrov is gone?
Well, these are his players. Quinn can probably stay with him and change the emphasis on the type of players he wants, which he wants the kind of Seattle, Green Bay, biggest, baddest guys in the trenches type of team where you can just pound people and play power football. I don't know if Dimitrov can help him with that. He's got control over the final roster, and I don't know if they're going to let him bring in somebody to help him pick the players, or if he's comfortable with Thomas helping him pick the players.
D, early in the season, Falcons were 5-0. I remember asking you, is there any guarded optimism in the locker room about their future performance? And you said, no, everybody's turned up. What's the mood like now?
They're putting up a facade now. They were hearing all this one game at a time and going 1-0. The same stuff they were saying last year under Coach Smith. They can't look at the big picture because they know how bad it looks right now. This is a collapse of historic proportions. Only 6 teams that started 5-0 haven't made the playoffs since the 1970 merger, and they look like they're about ready to join that group and make it number 7.
Last question, D. Coming up next Sunday, or this coming Sunday, the Carolina Panthers. As a media person, how does the media view Cam Newton and his antics after his celebration? And I can't even say after a score. It's after any kind of big play.
Yeah, I'm kind of the old school guy growing up in Cleveland where, Paul Brown taught everybody that, when you get in the end zone to act like you've been there before. But some of my young guys are trying to turn me around and say, hey, man, let him do his dance. So I'm kind of torn. I've warmed up to the guys dancing. But I know in the old days, he would have got taken out by a good linebacker there doing all that stuff in the end zone. So if somebody takes him out, that'd be cool. If he's dancing, that's cool too. Let him do his thing.
All right, G. Thank you for helping us out and rise up with the Falcons.
All right, thanks, Wayne. Thanks
All
for
right.
having me.
D. Orlando Ledbetter, the beat writer for the AJC. D said exactly something that I wanted to hear. I do worry that Cam doesn't realize that when you do that kind of stuff, guys do start taking cheap shots. And I know Goodell and his, 6-shooter has kind of laid down some new law. But that has nothing to do with, just like Tom Brady after Gronk got hurt last week, went on record to say he is not sure that people aren't targeting Gronk's knees when they do go to tackle him. It's not just because he's big and can't get, but they seem like they're making a beeline to hit him in that area of his body. The same thing with Cam. You can do enough of that, and I think we showed that hit going into the end zone. That looked like I will teach you a lesson type hit. And that's Big Kenny truth. When I start, you can incite people to do things that they don't want to necessarily do.
Well, but how you not going to be able to stop me and then be sensitive about that?
Because there's one thing to not stop you, and then there's another one where you're trying to show me up. Those are two different things.
Your inability to stop me is a me showing you up. I'm saying if I'm dominating, that is to the victor go the spoils. There are a lot of people who hate to see people raise trophies over their heads. If you don't want to see that, then win. And so Cam gets in the end zone, and in his moment, that's his time, just like when you win an Oscar.
But I'm not losing. See, that's what I'm saying. The team is losing. I might be out here grading out. I'm whooping the heck out of my man. My team is losing.
And none of it matters if I want to go at your knees.
If I want to go at your knees and try to take you out and break your ankle. None of that
rhyme or reason or rationale.
Dive at the back of your legs as you're trying to go out of bounds and break your ankle only because you're out here kind of putting your finger in my face.
That's hating. I think that's hate.
Yes, but in a sport that's based on hate.
But the point is, D. Orlando and the Sports Joc are saying is that this is what other players are thinking. You need to be aware of this, and you can continue that behavior if you want to, now that we've told you. But it could happen.
It's like you said about the Supermax. Everybody in the Supermax is basically in the same kind of mindset. You're not the tough bully in the Supermax.
I think Cam is aware of the fact that people have the target on his back. He says it in many a press conference. We have the target on our back, and that's part of his motivation to egg these people on. He keeps poking his finger in their face like the dog that's on a leash, and
it's gonna get bitten.
You know what I mean?
The target to beat you is on your back. The target to hurt you is you out here trying to clown me.
Okay.
That's the thing. It's like I tell women, just leave him. Don't sit there and try to emasculate him. Just go head on, because that's what pushes that man who already wants to go there. Now you telling him how he ain't, and he ain't, and he ain't, and then he finds himself
taunting.
You know, just walk out the room and leave him. Take half with you. We'll be back with more of the Sports Joc Show right after this.
Chris, you're not acting like a grown-up in our relationship.
Am too.
There's your comic book collection, the race car bed.
I'm young at heart, but I put money into my 401k every paycheck. I'm taking control over my financial life, and that feels pretty grown up to me.
Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ideas and easy ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
Are those footy pajamas?
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
In 50 feet, turn left. Why are you driving so slowly?
After a few drinks, I'm taking it slow.
Well, you're not fooling the cop behind you.
What?
Get ready to pay in 0.1 miles.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Me, a cat, moving in with a new human. It took a little getting used to. She has these weird games she likes to play, like this giant feather. She sticks it in my face. I swat it away. She sticks it in my face. I swat it away. It's almost like she thinks I enjoy it. But seeing how much fun she gets out of it, well, I guess it makes it all worth it. Humans.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the AdCouncilProject.org.
At highway speeds, the average text takes your eyes off the road for about 5 seconds. That's enough time to travel the length of a football field. Stop texts, stoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
In 1977, an 8-year-old boy picked up the game of golf from his father. The odds of that same boy winning the U.S. Open twice, 1 in 1.2 billion. The odds of him having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. Ernie Els encourages you to learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
I'm David Oyelowo, and I will not be news today. I will not merchandise my success with a variety of easy-to-pronounce products and services like David Oyelowo's olive oils, Oyelowo's royal oleo, or even Oyelowo's yellow oboes. No, I will not be trending today because there is a much bigger story that needs to be heard.
Ebola still needs our attention. Follow the response, recovery, and rebuilding at trendonthis.org. Brought to you by USAID, International Medical Corps, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc, Wayne Gandy. Thank you, our man D. Orlando Ledbetter, AJC. It'll be interesting to see how the Falcons wind this season up. 4 games to go, 2 against Carolina. I think definitely if Carolina wins this week, you might see them starting to rest people. Not necessarily, but then they have that issue. One more win, they will have locked up home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Then it becomes a question, do we want to go 16-0? How much we're willing to risk to go 16-0 if that's our thing. Because 16-0 doesn't mean we're going to win a championship. Health It's one of the biggest factors, especially at this point.
They haven't locked it up yet?
No, Arizona is 10-2.
Okay, because I was thinking, are they finna start going with graduation rate?
No.
What is this there, 12-0? Can somebody go, yeah, y'all pretty good? I mean, can we at least agree on that?
Yeah, unknowingly, people, Arizona, they don't really realize the Arizona Cardinals are 10-2. They beat the Rams yesterday in St. Louis, 27-3, which means that Carolina minimum will have to win one more game to lock up home field advantage throughout the playoffs, at least on the NFC side. And we've seen this similar with the Patriots a couple years ago, where you do get to that part, how much of a record do we care about? I think you see a lot of that in the NBA. Golden State seems like they're trying to go undefeated. Cleveland looks like they're just trying to win enough games to stay in the head of their division, but they don't really look like they're trying. Golden State looks like they're trying to go undefeated. Cleveland looks like LeBron, kind of how like when they were in Miami, they realized that regardless of our record, the only thing you're going to judge me on is that I win the championship.
Win the championship.
Or not. And I think that's where Carolina is getting to go 16-0 and lose a star player and not win a Super Bowl, or at least play in the Super Bowl. Because if you go 12-0, you should be in the Super Bowl. That's how people really start. You don't want enough games like Vic Kennedy. They ain't locked it up yet to where at this point, anything short of at least participating in the Super Bowl would be looked at a failure.
And yeah,
when we agree that it would be a kind of like the Hawks. I think when people kept saying last year in the Hawks did all they had to do. When they made the Eastern Finals, they validated that season. Anything short of that, you could have been like, but with them making it to they had the best record. They made it to the Eastern Final. They just lost. That validated that all those wins were legit. So I think Carolina has a big question. They play the Falcons this week.
I don't think they're worried about losing that one.
I don't think they're worried about that at all. But the Falcons going to try
stranger things have happened
to get in. The Falcons would probably have to win at least 3 of these last 4. I don't think they have to win all 4. I think they have to be at least 9-7. They're 6-6 now. They have Carolina twice. I think they play the Saints one more time and some random team in there. I can't remember who the fourth.
That's going to be the one that takes us down.
Because I'm saying the Saints proved yesterday that they're far from random anymore. They may have their off weeks, or this may not be their typical season, but they are still the New Orleans Saints. And I don't know if it's the fact that we get up so early that had me in a fog, or it's the years of substance abuse. But when you ask D, is anybody's job on the line, and he didn't say Matt Ryan's out of here.
Right.
That is something that just clicked with me, is everybody. Matt Ryan's mom tweeted, get rid of him. You know what I'm saying?
I think
his parents are saying, get rid of this bum.
I did go to the game. Me and Roddy White went to the game Friday to see Kobe, the receiver.
I was about to say, Roddy White playing.
And
how you do that?
Some of this is in the play calling. Some of this is that Matt is not being shown the respect of his 8 years in the league and kind of being, well, I throw the ball to, I'll tell you who to throw the ball to.
So he's not calling his own plays? Is that what you're saying?
No. He is basically running the play you told me.
Give me a name. Who's that telling him that mess? Who's
His
that?
offense
coordinator.
Quarterback coach?
Has a little more control than Matt is used to. Matt's personality is not a combative man. I think that's why Mr. Blank likes him. That helps him more than just being a quarterback. That he's not going to be in the newspaper. He's not going to be anything. Even when the years that he was winning, you didn't see him. So it ain't like, Matt has been 13-3 and things like that. But he just is Matt Ryan.
Yeah, we forget all of that in a season like this.
His arm. I think with his arm, you have to kind of let a man decide when he want to go 60 yards. I don't have a 160 in me, so I want to use it when I want to use it. You used it up early, and now like playing a video game. You get one. They usually give you one or two.
Use my spare man on level 1.
You in trouble.
Now we get to level death, and I'm out there trying to dodge with just my pea shooter.
That's a good analogy, though. I get that.
You know, I got one great throw in me downfield, and I want to pick and choose, and you making me throw it now.
So
now what I got?
So the offensive coordinator is getting fired. Is that what I'm hearing right now? Somebody's got to go.
I would imagine if they don't make the playoffs after starting so hot, that Shanahan, there'll be some adjustments. There are going to be some coaches gone. That is a major fallout, and we're talking about an offense that, regardless of what the defense has played over Matt's tenure, was always able to score the ball. You can say a lot about him, and he might throw interceptions at the wrong time, but you cannot, in his years before, this offense always could give you 28 points. They might just not give you it when they want it, but they would put some points up. Now they basically sputter. I mean,
and they're not even alternating wins and losses. It's just like
straight
L.
Yes. So, but Matt Ryan, I think the only thing probably is saving him that he is on a new deal. Remember, I think this is like the second year of that deal. So
that $20 million deal.
So Arthur Blake's in the office like $3,742.
Adios.
Last
Shanahan.
night, Sunday Night Football, Pittsburgh taking on. Pittsburgh was on the field. There was another team out there in a uniform. They looked like the Washington Generals. But they call themselves the Indianapolis Colts. The Steelers big, 45-10. Big Ben is as Big Kenny said, that is his full speed. When you see him move now, that's what Big Ben is.
Is there a video that we could put up of Big Ben when he broke loose?
Is it gonna look like it's in slow motion?
The theme music is He is. I was looking at him like, this dude's in the NFL.
I can do that.
And I'm sure somewhere there was a third string quarterback like, I really need to get my life together because they won't let me get in. And this dude's running like a 9.7 40.
And you can tell, if you ever watched him through his career, you can tell when there's plays where he used to take off and go get the 3 or 4 yards for the first down, that he will not do it now. And that's just a function of all these injuries. I'm quite sure that leg is worse than they are letting on. And even when you see him play, you do see defenders, back to the Cam Newton thing, try to kind of land on his legs.
They got him last night where they pulled him back. Like you said, they tackled him from the back and bent him
throw their
backwards,
hip into the legs.
and where the defender's legs fall on the bottom of his legs, so he's trapped with that, extending his whole torso area and all of that. He runs like he's thinking, oh God, let me get down, oh God, let me get down. And you could see sort of almost like his legs don't look straight. They look like they've been injured multiple times.
And they have throughout his career, and that was what we loved him for, that he was durable and could take the hit. Probably the most exciting play in the game was when Antonio Brown scored a punt return and jumped on the goal post. He was flagged for this play. If you're watching at the Sports Joc page or sportsjoc.com, the Colts punt the ball.
To collect it, which he will at the 29-yard line, and Antonio Brown, look at him go. Gets by McAfee.
The kicker didn't even really try. And watch this.
And at the end, he said none of that ever had thought as he was running in the end zone. He just ended up jumping into the goalpost.
And what I'm saying, and they mad about Cam for a dab. You know what I mean?
Looking for a vasectomy. But that was a flag. The referee was even smirking when he was saying it, that it was use of a prop. Remember, you can't use anything on the field That's been a rule for a while since Joe Horn and my teammate down in New Orleans put the cell phone underneath the mat. That's when the rule came in.
That looked like he was trying to recreate a little Andre Rison. You know how you used to run into the
right
and then do the little Spider-Man thing. But
yeah, he would act like he was stuck to it and things like that.
It didn't turn out quite the way he
No,
thought.
it looked like he was trying to hunch it.
He put on a great performance last night. Arguably the best receiver in the NFL.
He was operating off what they call the cactus theory. The cactus theory is when you're about to jump on a cactus, it seems like a good idea at the time until you actually make contact and you think, yeah, I could have done something different.
It was almost like I'm returning the punt because he's only out there for the punt because Jacoby Jones kept dropping the punts earlier. They finally sent him out there to return the punts. And that act is almost like I had no idea I was going to score. I didn't even have I had a plan for me catching a touchdown score. I don't have I returned a punt.
And before you know it, you're in the end zone. Let me do something.
I'm
like
here
to see
now.
them
Dude still having fun.
Yes.
I mean, he still sees the game as something that he enjoys because only somebody that enjoys the game would think I'm a hunch to pole. You know what I mean?
and that's why
that's a 13-year-old guy's move.
And that's why I say the only criticism of Cam is just that he's a quarterback. If he was a receiver, nobody would even having these conversations. It's just people
Different
see
rules.
quarterbacks as a different position. We'll be back. More of the Sports Joc Show. Well, I actually have time to go over this. The Chiefs beat the Raiders 34-20.
Yeah, they did.
We'll be back right after this.
Listen and watch us in many ways on your computer or smartphone. Visit thesportsjoc.com. Download the Sports Joc app or watch and listen from youtube.com. Just search for the Sports JOC Wayne Gandy.
At highway speeds, the average text takes your eyes off the road for about 5 seconds. That's enough time to travel the length of a football field. Stop texts, stoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
In 1977, an 8-year-old boy picked up the game of golf from his father. The odds of that same boy winning the U.S. Open twice, 1 in 1.2 billion. The odds of him having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. Ernie Els encourages you to learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Hello?
Hi, I found your name on the internet. I'm going through a foreclosure. Can you help?
Sure, it's simple. We'll just leverage your transitory expenditures into a fiduciary trust, and we massage those assets before your money goes into my private account.
I don't get it.
If you're facing foreclosure, who should you trust? The Hope Hotline is a free resource connecting you with HUD-approved housing counseling agencies, available 24 hours a day, who can give you the information and clarity you need. Call the Hope Hotline at 888-995-HOPE. That's 888-995-4673. Brought to you by NeighborWorks America and the Ad Council.
Remember when your neighbor found us naked in the car, and the time some outdoor action got us kicked out of the park? Getting frisky in the dark, I gave your eye a poke. I think the dog is also in the bed. Do I smell smoke? You and me, we never give up, you and me. We never ever ever give up. Getting hot and heavy with the whipped cream that we bought, undressing in the kitchen and then getting caught. So many things can go wrong, but we still can get it right. You and me, we're not gonna give up tonight.
You didn't give up on sex. Don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Visit bedsider.org to compare all the choices and put the bogus myths to bed at bedsider.org.
Boy, we got options tonight.
Brought to you by Bedsider and the Ad Council. Bedsider.org.
At highway speeds, the average text takes your eyes off the road for about 5 seconds. That's enough time to travel the length of a football field. StopTextsStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
In 1977, an 8-year-old boy picked up the game of golf from his father.
Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc, Wayne Gandy. We're in the NFL report. A lot of my friends have been asking me about the calls by the referees, a lot of blown calls in college and in pros this season. The referees are coming under a lot of scrutiny. I would say stop changing the rules every year. Maybe let the refs actually function on the same rules that they had last year. It seems like every year there's 8-10 rules that change, and all of us are confused because I don't know what a catch is anymore either. I used to know what it was, and now it's like it's a catch, kind of, maybe, sort of, but I don't know. And there's a lot of questions. Remember, referees are just human beings as well, and either you're going to want the game to go on 20, 30 more minutes trying to figure out what the rule is, or maybe y'all should just add an extra ref that's his only job, is to stand there with a hard copy of a book and flip through it. But it's a lot of rule changes, and I imagine that when you keep trying to make a guy never having the same rules is hard to keep a track of. And I'm not saying they do it every 5 years. They change every 8 months. It's a whole new, this is holding, but this isn't holding. Well, no, this is holding now, and this isn't holding. It's like, give the guys a break. How about next year? Let's go by whatever we call this year is the same rules next year. Okay? There we go. No, y'all.
Well, no, I'm saying because in some cases you can make an argument for that, but in the Detroit game, when they called a face mask and there was no face mask, that was just a blown call.
Yeah.
That was, the referee didn't see it, somebody in the booth didn't see it, and it wasn't just one of those inconveniences that made the game interesting. It changed the entire outcome of the game.
Correct.
So, what do we, you know what I mean?
The Romans did it when they started the Olympics. Everybody blows call. You gotta realize it's easy to sit home with 1080 pixel and slow something down to micro speed to be able to say, oh, it didn't happen.
I shouldn't have let that lion eat that slave.
Oops. But when you're moving that fast, I do know in real time when you see the play, it does look like the guy's hand hit the helmet. In that play, they did get a chance to run another play off of it. So I think error will always occur. I think with replay, we want perfect call games. So what would be good is we all get in a think tank and just invent robots, but then they will break down and the circuit board will go haywire on the last play. And I just think that the best thing you can do, here's the play on the Sports Joc page, you do see, based on how his hand went at Aaron, now when you slow it down, you see that it missed his helmet by a little. But right there, it looked like he hit the helmet. So it goes. Like they said, the Immaculate Reception.
And then the acting that Aaron Rodgers did. Hey!
Right.
You're not going to give me that?
So hopefully it gets better as the games have more significant. Not to say that game was not significant. But when you start talking about playoffs and things like that, usually you put the better crews together and they hopefully call better games. We went through Dallas and Washington tonight, Green Bay, last play against Detroit. Talked about Arizona. We talked about Tampa, the Jets.
Jets.
Beating the Giants.
Hey, let's do that again.
In the road game.
I want to do
the Jets.
Jets.
It's catching on. I'm telling you. Gang green, baby.
Playing a road game in their own stadium. The Jets and the Giants.
Which is crazy.
They make them go to the visitors' locker room. This is the craziest thing. The Jets and the Giants. But it's 23
It's
Jets.
like going home. My mama make me sleep in the guest room. I used to live here. What are you doing?
The Jets winning 23 to 20. The Jets are 7-5. The Giants are 5-7. Both teams still with the NFC East for the Giants being so weak. They're still able. They won out to make the playoffs. The Jets right now are in the 6th position in the AFC with a chance still to make the playoffs in this game. Seattle, 3rd in a row. I'm expecting a Russell Wilson-Sierra breakup any moment now. He's back to playing like the Russell Wilson of old, which means that he's breaking up, or he had sex. One of the two has happened. Somebody made a decision.
He made the decision. I think some people around him made the decision that, hey, bro, leave your girlfriend at home. I mean, she can watch the game like everybody else does. I mean, you've got really big TVs at your house. Let her sit there. Yes. It's not like she on tour. You know what I'm saying? It's not like she's in the studio.
If it's effective.
She shot the last video in your basement.
Yeah, it's not like she's in the studio. Just let her sit at home and be a mom. And you come play football. And since all of the Sierra focus has gone by the wayside, Seattle has started to look like the Seattle that we know.
Yes. And
Welcome back.
something happened, and it really is correlating on the field. 38-7 going to Minnesota and winning this game. Seattle third win in a row. Buffalo 30, Houston 21. Yesterday, Baltimore losing to Miami 13-15. The Eagles going to Gillette Stadium in New England, beating the Patriots. People keep asking me what's wrong with the Patriots. 9 starters are on the sideline. At some point, I know Tom Brady and Belichick have worked magic by winning games with injuries, but when you start saying that Gronkowski, Julian Edelman are not on the field, and the Patriots didn't win. At some point, they are already missing like 4 starting linemen.
9 starters are on the sideline. Keep in mind, there are only 12 people.
It's only,
so because people
11.
see
It's only 11 people.
11 people because people see all of the guys on the sidelines and they think that's not a lot of people hurt. But no, we're talking about of the starters. Only 11 hit the field at any given time.
About 9
and
starters
9 of
on
them
the
are
sideline.
hurt. So
JV is playing.
Right.
And Tom has got it. That's why we say is Tom terrific, because regardless of long as he hasn't gotten hurt, he's able to win some games. But eventually, that catches up with you. You do still need some talent around you to win games. The Eagles 35, the Patriots 28 in this game. One note about the Eagles, Donovan McNabb did start serving his 18 days in jail last week. So he should be out by the premiere of Star Wars. He should be out.
Oh yeah, and that's what the priority is when you go to jail, is make sure you're out for the release of the new Star Wars. I can see him in court now, Your Honor. We'd like to make a motion to shorten his time because he's a big Star Wars fan.
Darth Vader. Is Darth Vader in this one? I thought we killed Darth Vader. The Force is still with him. He's dead, but he's not. I guess we'll find out. We'll find out in about 12 days. Is that what you're saying? Okay, man. Darth Vader and Star Wars. What is this called?
Mason Gill asked, "Do you have your tickets?"
Is it that hot of an item? I mean, are they?
I can dig up some tickets, I guess, for Star Wars.
I don't know. I think you need to start today.
Let's finish the
You're talking to the sports jock. He can have them recreate the entire movie in his front yard.
I have to find a young Princess Leia, though. I don't want the old one. San Francisco 26, Chicago 20. Neither one in Denver 17, the Chargers. I mean, I don't know what's going on with Charger land, but they don't win anymore right now. They're in line for the first pick of the draft. I don't know who they would take. Maybe get rid of Phillip Rivers and move on to a new era in their lives. They're 3-9 at this point. Osweiler seems like he's not giving Peyton his job back. Broncos have won 2 games in a row with him as the starter. That's why later in the show we will have a little taking it to the streets. Who will be missed the most? Kobe, Frankenstein Manning, or Tiger Woods? We'll figure that out.
When they cut to Frankenstein Manning on the sidelines, it looks like he's going, being a backup really sucks.
Jacksonville losing to Tennessee.
But did you see how many points Jacksonville scored?
Jacksonville 39, Tennessee 42. Probably the most exciting play was the quarterback, first-year quarterback, both quarterbacks, because Jameis Winston, if you go back and watch that Falcon 3rd and 15, his 15-yard run was just as exciting as Marcus Mariota, Big Kenny Truth on the Sports Joc page. Quarterback got out in the open and showed he had some speed. Yes, that's the quarterback, not a receiver. Outrunning everybody to the end zone. I want to say it was an 87-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
Which is very impressive. That's Mike Vick-like.
Roethlisberger's watching like, ain't that bad. you ain't doing that much.
But it was a high-scoring affair, 42-39. Tennessee is now 3-9. Jacksonville is 4-8. Tennessee snapped 11-game home losing skid.
I like to see guys like Mariota and Jameis Winston proving that they belong in the NFL for what seems like the past 4 or 5 seasons. We've seen Tim Tebow's, Mark Sanchez, Johnny Football, all of these guys. RG3, highly touted to be the game changers, and they come to the NFL and they wash out.
Yeah, they didn't live up to their hype.
Only thing exciting about the Bengals and the Browns was that Johnny Manziel did not get on the field. Bengals 37, Browns 3. I don't know. Let him go if you don't want him. Dallas will take him. We'll be back for the Sports Joc Show right after this.
888-926-7562.
Chris, you're not acting like a grown-up in our relationship.
Am too.
There's your comic book collection, the race car bed.
I'm young at heart, but I put money into my 401k every paycheck. I'm taking control over my financial life, and that feels pretty grown up to me.
Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ideas and easy ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
Are those footy pajamas?
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Dave, what are you doing? Just sending a gift to Dave 2037. Who? Me in the future. I save a little money from every paycheck for Dave 2037 so he can buy anti-gravity boots or a hologram Doberman. Where are you getting Steve 2037?
Steve 2037 will be just fine.
Well, okay, but don't expect to borrow my anti-gravity boots.
Save something for the future. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
You are a waste. A loser. Everyone hates you. Why don't you just stay in your car and keep driving? I'm serious. Drive until you run out of gas, then get out of your car and walk until you find someone who doesn't think you're dumber than bricks. Could take a while, but at least all that walking might burn a couple of calories.
You may not witness bullying like this every day. Your kids do. They want to help, but they don't know how. Visit stopbullying.gov to learn safe, simple ways your child can help stop bullying. Be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov. A message from the Ad Council.
Sure. Humans can be a little weird at times, but take it from me, I'm a dog. And a person is about the best thing that can happen to a shelter pet. So if you want to learn how you can be that person, get down to your local pet shelter or visit theshelterpetproject.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Para la familia Mendoza empezar el día oyendo esto es algo habitual. Por suerte, Ir al bosque y terminar el día escuchando esto otro. Es posible. Ese respiro que tu familia necesita está a menos de 90 minutos. El bosque, más cerca de lo que crees. Entra en descubreelbosque.org y descubre el bosque más cercano. Un mensaje del Servicio Forestal de los Estados Unidos y el Ad Council.
Enough is enough! I have had it! Why so serious? And we hold the world ransom for... Wayne Gandy. Excuse me while I whip this out. Show me.
Broadcasting live from the Armada FM studios in Atlanta, Georgia. This is the Sports Joc Show with Wayne Gandy.
You may build me up, yeah, can you build me up, yeah? You won't break me down, I've come too far, yeah, I've come too far, yeah. So just throw in the towel, it's a new day, I'ma do it, yeah, I'm gonna go all the way. You may build me up.
Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc, Wayne Gandy. If you just tuning in, you missed the NFL hour. You miss our spotlight education on making shanks. Just get you a couple layers of toothpaste and paper and just keep whittling away. Get your shank ready. You missed our HIV preventive drug. What else did we talk about? Showed the U sign by our man Mark Richt, being the head coach down at Miami. It is the 11 o'clock hour. We're going to talk to our man, who comes up? Todd Harris, in the next segment. Try to figure out these salaries in Major League Baseball. Before I bring my co-host back on, I just want to say I know we're in a sensitive time in our country. Every word means something. We like to sue over it. We like to take people's franchises over it. All that kind of stuff. But out in Vegas, there has been a protest to remove rebels from the University of Nevada in Las Vegas, the UNLV rebels, because people feel like the rebels remind you of the Confederates. First of all, you people need to find something to do with your time. And I don't think none of us ever got Las Vegas confused with South Carolina. Don't really think that it transfers that far over. Maybe come a little closer to the Mississippi. But the UNLV rebels does not make me think about the Klan. It never did. I don't know how y'all came to that it's racist and any of that. It just never, I don't know when you looked at it like that. You have to be looking for that for you to get that feeling of the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, and the rebels of the Confederate Army. Just don't really get it, you know? I don't know. They got purses in Vegas that cost more than the whole state of Mississippi. I mean, I don't know what y'all got together. It's a melting pot of love and sex and all kind of things in Vegas. You don't get that in Mississippi. I don't know. Just stop being so sensitive and looking at everything. I get what you're trying to say, but maybe it's you if you're viewing it that way. You have to be looking for that. So, I don't know. Just my point to you. I bring my co-host back on. Funny Man, Big Kenny, the truth in the building. I see you looking up the logo.
Yeah, I'm looking. He's standing here holding a shotgun with the mustache. He looks like a rebel, a Confederate rebel. I mean,
well,
I get
regardless of what he looks like, you have to actually be thinking that way to even. Are you still in 1860?
And I don't know if he's thinking that way. I just think it's knowledge of what it is.
I think a lot of people projected onto UNLV because they spoke with the athletic director at UNLV and asked him about it, and he said, Mexicans, Chinamen, and other minorities stink! White power. So I don't see how they would think it's anything racist. It's just marketing.
It's just marketing. UNLV, the running rebels of UNLV, and
they really meant bad kids. That that kind of rebel.
Is Johnny Reb is Ole Miss, right?
Yes.
Okay. And what do they call their Confederate?
Hey Reb.
Hey, Reb. Oh, yeah, that's way different. that's way different.
Only by geography.
Birthdays for last week, real quick. Deshaun Jackson, 29 years old. Bette Midler, 70. Woody Allen, still alive, 80 years old. Monty Ball, 25. Smoke 2. LeGarrette Blount, 29. I'll lay hands on you, Benny Hinn, 63. Y'all know Benny Hinn?
I know.
He'll lay hands on you for a small love offer of just $39. He was the first person I knew to put a price on the love offering.
I'm from Jesus.
Yeah, just
You got a pimp name, though, don't you?
Benny Hinn. I lay some hands on you.
Tyra Banks, 42. Yasiel Puig, 25. Josh Smith, 30. Ozzy Osbourne. This version of Ozzy Osbourne is 67.
The one that actually knows how old he is.
He was reached for comment and he said,
Aaron Rodgers, 32. Jason Collins, 31. Y'all remember Jason Collins? The guy who said he was homosexual?
The gay Jason Collins.
How fast that came and went. Yeah, I got that. Did you get that, ladies?
He got
Did
it.
you get it?
He said came and went.
Nelly
We
Furtado,
got it.
37. Monica Seles, 42. Lucy Liu, 47. Britney Spears, 34.
Britney Spears.
Joe Thomas of the Browns, 31. The baddest, Trina, 37. Tretch, OPP man, 45. Skip Bailey, 64. Paula Patton, 40. Little Richard, 83.
Shut up.
I thought Little Richard had died. I was glad to see he still had a birthday.
Y'all ain't gave me nothing.
83 years old. Larry Legend, 59. Johnny Football, 23.
Wow.
We've been talking about him since like 23 years. He
was
23.
Let me tell you something. It's hard to screw up that much in 23
years.
years.
How can you just be over somebody that quickly?
He's a prodigy.
Yeah.
he really is.
It's a gift.
It takes a gift.
And Sean Carter. I think that is his real name. Alias,
December 4th.
Alias Jay-Z is 46
I have a
years.
party on his birthday.
The Rock.
It is the Rock Nation. He's a sport agent now, so he's into sports.
Why not?
How old did he turn?
He says 46.
But his
Damon
birthday-
Dash say 48. So it's been debate in history. It's 2-year debate. He said Jay-Z been lying. He's not an 80s baby. Brett Favre, who we had on the show last week, is taking up a new sport. He's trying to do a triathlon. Trying to spice up his marriage, keep it fresh. Him and his wife are doing a triathlon together. He's hanging out with some ladies right here, looking at the Sports Joc page. That is Brett and the tall guy in the pink hat. He says that the swimming part would be the hardest part for him.
Did we really have to point Brett out in this picture?
Even with the pink hat, I was clear on who
I
was
was saying,
who.
did we look and go, hold on, which one?
There's
is
a
the
lot of
football?
broad shoulders in that picture now.
Yeah, you're right.
That swimming does that to you.
Right.
There's some women named Larry in that picture. I mean,
Yeah, I did.
See them round shoulders? It's like
That's
4 of
just a
them with some
swimmer's
real
body.
And she's got the hockey smile.
some thick thighs. So I just want to distinguish Brett because Brett actually looking the fittest of all of them in the picture. So Brett is trying to get ready for the triathlon. He said the swimming part would be the hardest.
It's hell.
He hasn't been in the water that long.
Yeah.
But it's let me see. He was 3rd in his age group.
Which is seniors.
And Brett is what, 47?
At least.
Yeah, number 1 was 82. Number 3. Yeah, I've actually done a triathlon. Those little old people can swim.
So the triathlon, he swam 2.4 miles. He biked 112 miles. So Brett's doing something different, keeping himself healthy.
There was no running in there? You missed a sport.
Oh.
A triathlon. I'm 1, 2,
That 112 miles biking added.
Yeah,
It's like,
and then
it was like two
what is it,
different
like a
activities.
10-mile run or
They didn't
8-mile
say-
run?
They did not put down.
Maybe he did a biathlon. It's quite possible. They do
have
have those.
biathlons?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that
yes,
means
yes.
they
They-
exercise both ways.
I'm not. But yeah, it could be just a two-sport event.
Oh, I didn't.
I mean,
I've
because
never heard of
usually
that.
they only bike about, what, 30 miles or, I mean, the 100 and something miles seemed a
So
little
it's
bit.
usually like 1.8 mile swim and then like 50-something mile
the
bike
bike.
ride and then
And
an
then like
8-mile
a 8
run.
or something
Right.
like
So on a triathlon. So it's probably a biathlon.
I don't know because I don't do any senseless activities that require a lot of physical.
Lifting that remote can
exertion,
be. I know it takes a lot out of it.
Biathlon, triathlon. Never knew that.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Stick with the truth. Last week, I think, what I tell you about a weaved hair needle you found.
Yeah.
What is it? I know random.
In my neighborhood, we call triathlon doing too much.
For no reason.
And just a picture I just wanted to share with you real quickly to show you how people are so desperate to be seen as athletes no matter how much success they have in their own life. R&B, I guess, superstar Chris Brown.
Breezy.
I guess.
Went out and bought 15 rings for him and his friends. They are the original, the OHB, the original Hood Bosses. This is their championship ring. It's not for an actual championship. They just are wearing these rings, and I don't know. In some circles, this comes with a dress and some lipstick. But in this case,
and I believe the pyramid is symbolic of affiliation with the Vice Lords. At least it's always been.
And there's a gun
in the hood.
There's a gun on the side of the ring, which is interesting.
Because everybody know how thugged out Chris Brown is.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what song did he have that I was supposed to recognize that he was even in this. But this is him.
Shout out to his jeweler. That's who I'm impressed by. He made that happen.
His play on getting a championship ring. So
he's winning at life.
Shout out to this banker who's probably crying like, what are you doing?
You idiot.
Those who can do and the other ones buy rings that act like they did. So I guess that's the moral of that story. We'll be back. More of the Sports Joc Show. Todd Harris right after this.
Chris, you're not acting like a grown-up in our relationship.
Am too.
There's your comic book collection, the race car bed.
I'm young at heart, but I put money into my 401k every paycheck. I'm taking control over my financial life, and that feels pretty grown up to me.
Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ideas and easy ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
Are those footy pajamas?
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Dave, what are you doing?
Just sending a gift to Dave 2037.
Who?
Me in the future. I save a little money from every paycheck for Dave 2037 so he can buy anti-gravity boots or a hologram Doberman. Where are you getting Steve 2037?
Steve 2037 will be just fine.
Well, okay, but don't expect to borrow my anti-gravity boots.
Save something for the future. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
You are a waste. A loser. Everyone hates you. Why don't you just stay in your car and keep driving? I'm serious. Drive until you run out of gas, then get out of your car and walk until you find someone who doesn't think you're dumber than bricks. Could take a while, but at least all that walking might burn a couple of calories.
You may not witness bullying like this every day. Your kids do. They want to help, but they don't know how. Visit stopbullying.gov to learn safe, simple ways your child can help stop bullying. Be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov. A message from the Ad Council.
Sure, humans can be a little weird at times, but take it from me, I'm a dog. And a person is about the best thing that can happen to a shelter pet. So if you want to learn how you can be that person, get down to your local pet shelter or visit theshelterpetproject.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Para la familia Mendoza empezar el día oyendo esto es algo habitual. Por suerte, ir al bosque y terminar el día escuchando esto otro es posible. Ese respiro que tu familia necesita está a menos de 90 minutos. El bosque, más cerca de lo que crees. Entra en descubreelbosque.org y descubre el bosque más cercano. Un mensaje del Servicio Forestal de los Estados Unidos y el Ad Council.
The Bullpen. Stick around to find out what's coming up next with the legendary Wayne Gandy.
Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc, Wayne Gandy. We're going to talk to our man Todd Harris in just a second. Big Kenny, Truth. One quick question. I forgot to tell you this in the last segment. 2016, 2017, we'll see a lot of remakes or reboots, however you want to say it. Bad Boys 3.
I'll take that.
You want to take some of that? Bad Boys 3 is coming in February 2017. Bad Boys 4.
Wait.
2019.
I'm over at 3.
You're over at 3?
I think, and when was the original Bad Boys come out?
Like 99.
So they're bad men now. they're no longer boys. These are bad men.
Resident Evil 6 will be out next year. I mean, in 2017, excuse me.
Well, I'm saying if you evil, you can't be in this residence. You know what I'm saying? You need to move out.
Ghostbusters coming.
All-female crew.
All-female crew of Ghostbusters.
Right.
I don't understand that, but okay.
Shout out to my girl Big Les getting that money. Do that, Les.
Underworld 5.
No.
Rise of something. You know, it'd be Rise of something.
It
Fall at the box office.
Last time it was Rise of the Lycans, and this time it's Rise of the Bank Account, I believe.
The Magnificent 7.
That'll work. Yeah, somebody watch it.
It's been 40 years since they made the first one. I mean, everybody don't even remember Yul Brynner.
That's right. That's why they
Please let
keep
it have
doing
a
it.
new cast at least.
It's been 70 years since Yul Brynner. Oh, okay. Y'all always like to go international with your stuff, man. It's too much time on the internet.
It's that nerd. I was just about to say that. Nerd work.
Too much time. And next year, A&E will be bringing you a 4-part series of Roots.
Starring T.I.
Starring T.I. and Mekhi Phifer. Are y'all down for some of that?
Say your name. What is your name? My name Kunta Cub. Ow! That is not your name. Your name is Toby. Say it. Hold on, folk. I would really like to say that posthumously my father had named me in Dean that I was from a place of. Really?
What's your vote on that, Sports Joc?
Is T.I. really going to be Kunta?
What's your vote on the Roots?
Oh, I think y'all should be shameful for even let Roots lie. That's what they do. They lie in the ground, let them
stay there?
Yes. Don't put T.I. in anything but his own rap video. How about that? Mekhi Phifer, T.I., I think they say Larry Fishburne. Is he back to Larry or is
it's
it
Lawrence?
Okay, you know, he was Larry one time.
Yes, I know.
What he going to play fiddler?
I don't.
What is T.I. going to play?
Hey,
I'm
it's
saying,
a slave. A slave that got in the army.
Hold on. So,
hey, we got to get the charge.
okay, because I'm thinking they come to Africa to get a slave. Let's get that light-skinned one. How they even make a light-skinned slave?
From the trap, man. He's going to be in the trap.
He going to be in the trap.
He's going to be in the trap.
Got them chicken feet. Got them chicken feet.
Major League Baseball, you know, it's spending time for them, and I just needed this. I needed Todd for a quick second. Don't need him a long time. He's a scout for the Dodgers. I just need to talk to him one quick second to make sure I have this right in my calculation.
Okay, go.
Good morning to you, Todd Harris. Good morning. Oh, y'all calling him. Okay, let's get Todd.
Did he hang up?
He probably face hung up.
He just
No, he heard T.I. was going to be in Roots and fainted. He like, oh.
He had to call T.I. Tell me it ain't so.
You have reached the Harris residence.
Oh,
come on.
Oh, so we have his home number.
Let me leave him a message. Get your folks. Hopefully Did he call him? Is he calling back?
Let's go back to this Roots thing. While we're waiting.
Y'all want to go back to Roots?
Yes.
Okay. Now, who was in the first Roots? Do y'all remember the actor's name?
LeVar Burton.
LeVar Burton.
John Amos.
Yeah.
Ben Vereen.
John Amos
What's
was
the female?
No,
Good Times.
Ben Vereen wasn't in the original.
He was the second as fiddler.
It was
who was Kenta?
Officer and the general. Kunta was LeVar Burton.
LeVar
And
Burton. This is when he could see.
Yeah, he was. Louis Gossett Jr. was Fiddler.
Right.
Old Fiddler gonna keep you live.
How y'all gonna get Black History from Mass and Kill? Now that's funny.
Well, they wrote it.
That's not true.
Oh, so now we can't
That's
go there.
not true.
Now,
though.
Sports Joc
That's
ever go
not
there.
true.
They were very influential in it. You know what I'm saying? Without white people, the story of Roots wouldn't exist.
Okay. So, real quick, hopefully we'll get Todd back on.
I think we're leaving all of this on his voicemail.
If we don't get him back in the next minute, I'll just go on with him. Todd is there? Todd.
Yeah, he got all this on his
voicemail. No. Don't leave it on his voicemail.
It's too late.
So before I move on to this calculation that I was trying to get, no for Roots.
No, I don't.
No Roots. Okay.
No.
Especially with T.I. I just don't see him.
I like T.I.
No, I'm saying I like his music, and when he plays in movies that aren't period pieces, sometimes he's been quite effective. Takers, I thought he might have been typecast, but
Roots is not his.
No, that's not his wheelhouse.
Yeah, okay.
And see, I'm anti-Roots, but I'm anti any more slave movies for at least another decade. I had enough. It's enough. I don't need any more. I get the point.
Okay.
I get the point.
Well, let's do something on Jim Crow then.
Yeah, let's. Hey,
that book is out.
Let's bring some of those stories to life where you can really paint the picture of some of the people. But to just deal in the watermelon patch and picking cotton and blackface and all that, I don't need to go back to Roots all the time. We got enough modern day history. There's some people we can make some movies of. Let's make a real Michael Jackson movie.
With the truth in it?
The real ones, not those little ones they show on Lifetime Management with some actors that you never see in anything else. But some real. Let's make a Prince movie. A real Prince or something. If you want to dive into our black history, let's go there. Don't make me that old cheap Whitney Houston movie that you look like you made in one room for $400 and some hot coffee. Let's make real movies about real iconic people that we can actually fill in the blanks.
Okay. So who would you pick?
How did Earth, Wind, and Fire get together?
Talk about.
Hey, drugs make great movies, though.
Yeah, it makes great viewing at movies, too. I couldn't tell you the plot, but I can tell you I was riveted to the screen the entire time.
It's just, I would like this. We got some other, or at least try to how we came out, how those early years came out without just always the white man wouldn't let us in the store. What really was happening, And that kind of and if you're gonna go there, the best part of 12 Years a Slave, the best part of that movie was when the black actress said, "I had to go get some soap because I can't take the smell of myself
anymore."
They
act like we were cool with the smell. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Let's paint the real picture of what slavery was. Not just even because you let me free, you still aren't giving, or you're not beating me, doesn't mean that I'm sitting here living any way in a humane way. And she's telling you I walked all the way over there with the risk that when I get back, you're going to punish me because I can't take this smell. And then to flip it and imagine you going and sneaking out of your wife's bed to go sleep with a woman that can't even take her own smell. That was the powerful scene to me. So we're going to do some of these movies. Let's get into the real particulars of what they were going through and not just the part where they hang us up on the tree.
And
that's been done before.
We've done that. Exactly. We've seen that.
And a lot of I have a family historian in my family, and one of the things that I was surprised to learn is that even in times of slavery, a lot of my family members owned businesses. In pictures, they wore suits and jewelry and all kinds of things. And I was like, where the white man beating on them? And they was like, we didn't have a lot of that. Several of my uncles went to prison for killing white folks, for disrespecting them.
Yes.
And, they always...
Now, that's a story.
Yeah, they always had us on some, no, master, but,
Well, I guess we'll get Todd on next week. The thing I just wanted to talk to Todd, Big Kenny, True. Last week, two big signings. The Red Sox signed David Price, and the Diamondbacks signed Zach Greinke from the Dodgers. Both are great pitchers. But by my math, it's just my math, basically every time these two gentlemen take the mound, they will be earning $1.2 million for one game. Because when you look at it, they signed for a little bit over $200 million. A pitcher usually pitches about 30 to 32 games a year, a starting pitcher.
Yeah.
They're making $30 million a year. So that means that every time I take the mound, whether I win or lose, and remember, in baseball, a winning pitcher is 19-12. You might get the Cy Young. You went 19-12. So it ain't like when you take 30 games, 32 games, you got to win all 32. We're just looking for you to go 20-12, 19-13.
For $30 million a year.
In related news, junior football camp gets canceled as parents start to pull their children out.
So we'll get Todd on next week. If you had been listening to the show, you would have heard that I had went past Todd and moved on.
He's not listening to the show.
We'll
He's
be
only
back
the
for the
producer.
Sports Joc Show right after this.
In 50 feet, turn left. Why are you driving so slowly?
After a few drinks, I'm taking it slow.
Well, you're not fooling the cop behind you.
What?
Get ready to pay in 0.1 miles.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
At highway speeds, the average text takes your eyes off the road for about 5 seconds. That's enough time to travel the length of a football field. Stop texts, stopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You are a waste. A loser. Everyone hates you. Why don't you just stay in your car and keep driving? I'm serious. Drive until you run out of gas, then get out of your car and walk until you find someone who doesn't think you're dumber than bricks. Could take a while, but at least all that walking might burn a couple of calories.
You may not witness bullying like this every day. Your kids do. They want to help, but they don't know how. Visit stopbullying.gov to learn safe, simple ways your child can help stop bullying. Be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov. A message from the Ad Council.
Hello?
Hi, I found your name on the internet. I'm going through a foreclosure. Can you help?
Sure, it's simple. We'll just leverage your transitory expenditures into a fiduciary trust, and we massage those assets before your money goes into my private account.
I don't get it.
If you're facing foreclosure, who should you trust? The Hope Hotline is a free resource connecting you with HUD-approved housing counseling agencies, available 24 hours a day, who can give you the information and clarity you need. Call the Hope Hotline at 888-995-HOPE. That's 888-995-4673. Brought to you by NeighborWorks America and the Ad Council.
Para la familia Mendoza, empezar el día oyendo esto es algo habitual. Por suerte, ir al bosque y terminar el día escuchando esto otro es posible. Ese respiro que tu familia necesita está a menos de 90 minutos. El bosque, más cerca de lo que crees. Entra en descubreelbosque.org y descubre el bosque más cercano. Un mensaje del Servicio Forestal de los Estados Unidos y el Ad Council.
It's time for the scoreboard, where we put a spin on life and sports and how they intermingle. On the Sports Joc Show with Wayne Gandy.
Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc, Wayne Gandy. One note I forgot to finish with the baseball. Barry Lamar Bonds signed to be the hitting coach for the Miami Marlins. Remember, the Marlins also hired Don Mattingly to be the manager, so I expect them to be a much better team with two of the top players, and with Bonds, possibly the greatest baseball player to ever play.
He's going to Miami?
Yes, he's going to be the hitting coach down there.
That's interesting. They just opened up a new genetic lab in Miami. So
there's no. That's just a coincidence.
Allegedly.
That's a coincidence.
I'm just saying. The
NBA All-Star this year game will present a homage back to the first NBA uniforms that they ever played in. This is how, the NBA is always trying to sell you something. Why they need to advertise this 2 months before the game, I don't know. But
what city will it be in?
This year, it won't even be in our country.
Oh, crap.
It'll be in a hockey country.
It's still North America.
It will be in Toronto. This is what they will be wearing. If you didn't know, the first NBA game was in 1947? 1946. You be trying, I'm on it. I'm close by.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah, that'll help you pass the CTE test. They just want you close. What's your name? Walter. It's all with a W. Let him go. Let him go.
It was between the Knickerbockers and Toronto.
What you call me?
Back in those days. Oh, man. Big news in this year's season. Steph Curry, Mr. Three-Pointer, Mr. Everything Golden State champion, arguably the top player in the NBA at this point in his career. His wife went to social media and basically was trying to give some advice.
Yeah.
I don't
that's
even,
what I call advice. Opinion is advice.
Thank you.
It's a different wording of advice.
You're right.
My opinion is really my advice. I just word it in a different way, so it sounds like it's something else. This is really what I would like you to do. Yeah, just for me. And this is how, when people say it that way.
So
what I would do is me really telling you what you should do. How I would handle it is really telling you how you should handle it.
So she's speaking to.
So she's telling these people what they should be doing by saying how she would do it. But I will let the truth read the actual original post.
Okay, and so where can I read it from over there? Oh, everyone's into barely wearing clothes these days, huh? Not my style. I'd like to keep the good stuff covered up for the one who matters. Smiley face, smiley face, smiley face.
And this is Aisha
And then she also
Curry.
says, just looking at the latest fashion trends, I'll take classy over trendy any day of the week.
And what's her third tweet?
Saturday night insight.
And then her third one, when she responds back, I think is kind of goes towards what we were just talking about with Sports Joc.
Does she respond, or do they?
Well, something she says. She says, "I'm not speaking for you. This is just how I am," is what she says on there, which is why I brought that up, because she did address that on Twitter.
But that was a little shade when she said, "I'll take classy over trendy," which means you dress like a tramp.
A trendy tramp.
A trendy tramp.
And to me, for you people that's sitting there saying, even believing she's saying this just for her, that's a lie.
Aisha,
you
you're
only
a
say
liar.
things because you want people to understand. That's you was trying to pass that out. That's like me talking without talking to you. I'm sitting here, been on here for 3 hours, but telling you that what I'm saying, I'm really only saying for me. I'm telling you that Cam Newton should have got his butt in the end zone. That wasn't for me. That was for you to tell Cam he need to get in the end zone.
Wait. So you mean last week when you were saying that you don't think people should show up to radio stations on drugs that wasn't,
they wasn't talking. That wasn't about him.
You
It
wasn't
was
directing that was directed at me, Sports Joc?
Unfortunately, yes.
Wow. Now I got to go flush a pocket full of pills. You know what I mean?
immediately.
But I think Aisha is her name, is how you pronounce that.
Was that her that you just showed in the skirt? That's Aisha right there? Oh, that's covered up? I guess comparatively.
Yeah.
Well, it's covered up based on where you're going. Now, if me and whoever is going out at 11 o'clock at night, that looks like. But if we're going to church, no. But sometimes you go to church nowadays, or you go to a family environment like a basketball game with the Lakers and the Hawks on a Friday night, and they had on less than that.
Did you not take pictures?
I wouldn't even insult my camera with that kind of footage. Me, Big Kenny, and the Truth have had.
G's don't leave evidence like pictures. What are you talking about?
We talked about this in a little regard a couple of weeks ago when I said it seems that women's fashion now is naked. That's
the latest trend.
It's the latest trend. Just be naked as much as possible. And men, my nakedness does not actually mean anything. Wouldn't you say that is the tagline that goes with that? Because women get insulted that the man reads that you're naked,
yeah, and that
as
means
come over here to talk to you, and women are telling me that they are naked does not mean
because they just
look at me.
It's
right?
not a sign that says come here, make comments.
I'm just expressing myself.
It's art,
right? So, Truth, as a female, when you see someone like a Aisha Curry, who I wonder how old is she? She would be about 28, Steph 30.
Yeah, probably about
right in there. So she's a younger woman, covering up as women. Is it gone too far?
Covering up? Has it gone too far?
I mean, yeah, uncovering.
Oh,
yourself.
uncovering. Okay,
yes.
I'm like, wait a minute. I'm thinking none. Yeah, we've seen. I think it started. We had this conversation at Halloween with some of the costumes that women were wearing over the holidays, and I think they did take it quite a bit too far. And I've been out and about from, the malls during the summer when the shorts come out and the tops come off, and it's very suggestive. Yeah, there's a lot of nakedness going on. It's gone too far. My era is a little different, so I mean, I don't approve of how they look. It is disturbing to me a little bit, but I mean, men seem to like it. They like to look at it, make comments about it.
But that's not a good thing, though.
Well, I think some of the women are going after that, regardless of what they say, about I don't want you looking at me. They're doing that, just like you talked about Aisha saying something for other people to respond, regardless of what these women are saying. But they want you to look at them.
But me staring at you and gawking at you like that does not get you any respect. It just gets you to look at me and gawk at you.
Yeah, I just wanted attention. I didn't ask you to respect me.
Yes, that is after you introduce your
you gotta
name.
love a woman
That's what
like
I'm saying.
That. You
got to
what I mean?
put
I don't want no respect.
Yeah, I wasn't looking for you to. I was just trying to show you my good.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. That's only until I shake your hand and introduce myself.
And then what happened?
Then you want me to respect you. But before then, you wanted me to see past that you're naked at Chuck E. Cheese
with my 3 kids,
and that I'm supposed to offer you some respect. I don't know how that actually works.
Well, aren't you able to go from objectifying me to respecting me in the same conversation? What's wrong with you?
I'm only human. I'm just a man. I don't have that type of. I'm not raw.
Where are your superpowers?
I'm not raw as sun god.
Men don't have a dial when
they don't have
flip
a switch.
it back and forth. When we're in objectify mode, that's the play. We gonna run that play. We not finna call an audible when we get up to the bar like, hey, let's stop objectifying. No.
and I'd like to invite you to church on Sunday.
And a lot of this is not just a female thing. I've noticed that young men display themselves as thugs and gangsters. Young women display themselves as openly sexually
available
tonight
and liberated.
Now.
I call it tonight. You're dressed like tonight.
Right. And then these dudes, when them things come out, they all like, oh, bro, we just dress like this. No, but you look like a gangster. People gonna treat you like a gangster. You look like tonight, and ain't nobody waiting for tomorrow. You see what I'm saying? And they act all offended. So I think it was an indictment on just society as a whole, how many people went at her about you don't speak for me, I can look how I want to look. And it's interesting, a lot of these people on social media, the females that display themselves this way, do so with the hashtag single, team me, don't need nobody. Then when they get a boyfriend, it's all me and Bae at the movies, you know, with a long sleeve sweater on, and she's got these jeans, or you know what I'm saying, and she's looking more conservative now. So I think a lot of them are trying to get a mate, not understanding that mates don't really care for that. You're not going to take that home to meet your mother.
And you can't get what you just gave away back that instantaneously. It's not going to be tonight I saw you half naked, and now that you want to put on and you got on your turtleneck, you want me to forget the girl I met that looked like tonight because now you're covered. No, right. You are probably that girl pretending to be this girl.
Right.
That's who you are. And once you wrestle me into your web, you're going to go back to being that girl that I met.
Leave something to the imagination, ladies.
Get a job.
And usually
get a life.
Those types of chicks.
Get a hobby. I got a lot of things they need to get some of those things and then present yourself.
Get some of this work I got. If you want to get some.
We'll be back. More of the Sports Joc Show right after this.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
So Justin, I was playing that video game Forest Brigade, and it was pretty cool. I was running down this digital path, and I met this digital frog, and he was all like, and then I went playing in this virtual stream or this water. It looked almost real. It was this whole electronic forest world. So what did you do?
Well, my parents took me to the forest, the real forest, where I was running down this, it was an actual path. Then I saw this real-life frog. It was all like, ribbit, and I saw an owl too. Then I played in this amazing stream with water around my ankles, like wet water. Then me and my sister and my parents sat around a campfire and told cool stories all night long.
Oh, that's pretty cool, too.
This weekend, unplug. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You're so annoying.
You're so annoying.
Stop copying me.
Stop copying me.
Mom, tell her to stop copying me.
Mom, tell her to stop talking to me.
Kids will spend 10 minutes copying everything their sibling says.
You're such a doofus.
You're such a doofus.
How about 2 minutes to brush their teeth? Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. For fun 2-minute videos to watch while brushing, visit 2min2x.org. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Mom!
A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
¿Sabes una cosa, papá? Nunca olvidaré ese día. El miedo en mi garganta, la tensión en mis manos y la emoción que sentía hasta que me caí de esa bici. Lo que más recuerdo es cuando me abrazaste y el dolor se me quitó. Gracias, papá.
Nunca se sabe cuáles recuerdos son para siempre. Toma el tiempo y hoy sé un buen papá. Para información marca el 1877-432-3411 o visítanos en www.fatherhood.gov. Mensaje del Departamento de Salud y Servicios Humanos de los Estados Unidos y el Ad Council.
The Sports Joc Show with Wayne Gandy is taking it to the streets.
Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc, Wayne Gandy. The Italian Olympic Committee has requested a 2-year doping ban for 26 of its track and field athletes. A lot of these athletes were supposed to go out to the Rio Games. Just another black eye for next year's Olympics. Vladimir Klitschko decided that he wanted a rematch with Tyson Fury. He had a clause in the contract that allowed for that. Most champions put that in. You've seen Rocky. South African runner Oscar Pistorius was found guilty of murder. Yes, higher courts decided that the lower courts did a bad job of only convicting him of manslaughter for the 2013 death of his girlfriend Reeva Steenkamp, where he said he thought a burglar was in the house and he shot through the door. The higher Supreme Court in South Africa has said that he will be re-sentenced. Right now, Pistorius is on house arrest. He's looking at a 15-year sentence. He served 1 year for manslaughter, so Oscar will be going back to the jail. Here locally, we reported last week that O'Neal Supernova Bell, a former boxing champ, was murdered. They did find one of the suspects, and as these people always tell me, I need to watch the first 48. That suspect has ratted on the other 2 members, and they are looking for him. O'Neal Bell was 41 years old. The suspect that they caught was 18. Tykorian Davis. He's 18. Tykorian hasn't said what they was doing. It could have been a hit, but we will figure it out.
He was probably just angry about his name being Tykorian.
Go through life like that.
We wanted a quick question asked about our big athletes that are about to retire. An era for some of the biggest names is coming to a close. 2 of them never playing the sport again. In Tiger Woods' case, he's speaking as though, don't expect much from me from this point on. I'm not saying when he might be back, if ever. Tiger will be 40 on December the 30th of this year. Hasn't really won a major in probably about 5 years and has had a lot of surgeries. The question was just simple. Who will you miss the most out of Kobe Bryant, Peyton Manning, and Tiger Woods? Let's see what people had to say.
My name is Brian Griggs. You gotta miss Kobe. Kobe been in the league for 20 years. He broke all type of records. He's the man. He's the new Michael Jordan of our generation, and he returned. So you just gotta give it to Kobe.
That's 1 vote for Kobe Bryant. Truth. Let's see. Before I'm gonna let you go first, ladies first. Out of those 3, which of the 3 will you miss the most?
I will miss Eldrick. That's Tiger's name. I will miss Eldrick. His impact on the game of golf, and for me personally, I've paid a lot more attention to golf as a result of Tiger playing and actually picked up the game. So I will miss him and his impact for what he's done.
Let's see what another person had to say about who they would miss the most out of Tiger Woods, Kobe Bryant, and Peyton Manning.
Nicole, Dothan, Alabama. Peyton Manning. He was the last good Auburn player that team had, so he's going to be missed.
Sounds like a drunk lady. Peyton Manning went to the University of Tennessee the last time I checked, and not Auburn. So we will just scratch her whole vote off.
She don't even know who she talking about. and after she said that, she did a dance. So she's thinking about Cam Newton, but you know.
So we'll just X that out. Let's hit
Gotta love drunk white women though.
My name is Cord from Ashford, Alabama. I had to say Tiger Woods, man, just for the fact that he had so much potential to be great, and we all thought he was going to be the best golfer of all time, and it seemed like he fell short. So it has to be Tiger Woods, man.
There's another vote, Truth, for Tiger Woods. So basically all 3 got a vote. Well, really, Peyton didn't get a vote.
No, Peyton.
Big Kenny, I will ask you, out of the three gentlemen, which will you miss the most?
For the same reasons the truth gave, I will have to say Tiger Woods. In sports like football, where Peyton Manning plays, basketball, where Kobe is, we are accustomed to the passing of the torch. We have seen them go from a Johnny Unitas to Roger Staubach to a Terry Bradshaw to now a Cam Newton to who will one day be the Jameis Winston. We have seen the Kareems and the Wilt Chamberlains, the Michael Jordans, and now the Kobe's era is over, on to somebody else. But no one athlete defined their sport quite like Tiger Woods. He, marketing-wise, he bought an entire demographic of people to the sport who never even cared about it, let alone are now playing the sport and making an impact. So as far as the impact on the game, Tiger Woods will be the one. And then he slayed some honeys. You know what I'm saying? He killed a bunch of trampy looking chicks. You gotta love
They
that
all
dude.
look the same too.
He
dated the same girl.
He had a type. So
I would
have to say Tiger.
For the first time, maybe I can think in recent history, we all have the same person.
Wow.
Tiger Woods.
Write that down.
If I was making an iconic type list, Tiger Woods jumps on that sheet along with Muhammad Ali, Michael Jordan, Babe Ruth, Serena Williams. Would be the 5-6 most iconic people of the last 100 years that actually just almost brought the world together for that sport. When you think about it, Babe Ruth, whether blacks were around or not,
he was baseball.
Is a name that has lived, that we talk about Babe like we saw him. Babe was dead before any of us was even born, but we know the name because that. I say the same thing about Ali. Most of us talk about Ali, and even though some of us are even older, when he was doing his thing, we were barely walking when he was really Ali. Not that old punch bag. I'm talking about, you want to go to heaven, I'll take you in 7 Ali. Michael Jordan put a face to basketball. Whether you like him or not, he is the symbol. You think
they invented a brand of athletic wear.
Yes,
that's right.
You think shoe, Jordan. It became something that he probably could tell you, man, I just thought we were selling shoes. I didn't know it was going to be an actual thing, that my shoe actually costs more now than when I was giving you the $60 a night.
Right.
They were selling for regular price. Now is a waiting list. Right. Serena Williams, I know Billie Jean King, but hers was more controversial.
Apples and oranges. Apples and
hers
oranges.
stemmed from more controversy, I feel like, than
just
anything
talent,
else. Where Serena is must-watch TV. People look at the schedule. They'll look at a full U.S. Open or Wimbledon schedule, find out the time that
when does Serena play?
Serena don't play till tomorrow at 2.
Yeah, we're good.
I'm good till tomorrow at 2.
Yeah. And then tomorrow at 2 comes and they get right in front of the TV with their Kleenex and a bottle of baby lotion. And
no, that's
just you. That's just you.
Everybody don't do that.
No, that's not how it usually goes.
I don't do it either. I don't either.
But that's that's an impact. These people, that's why when people try to put other artists, there are a few artists that, like a Michael Jackson. People always, why does you say he's the greatest? Well, whether you like his music or not, I don't know anybody that can be on a jukebox in Compton and in some hillbilly West Virginia. Something tells me on any roadside stop through South Dakota,
universal
if you
talent.
walked in the bar, they just have Thriller on there. I don't know why it is. Just put it on there. The other 50 songs are a whole nother. Thriller might be in China jukebox.
Hey, we just strung up some of them darkies. Go on, play She's the Lady in My Life. Play some of that Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is the only artist that I've ever known that sold out a countryside.
Right. And that's why I say, when I say Tiger, no disrespect to Kobe, as Big Kenny said. We've seen that movie. No disrespect to Peyton. We've seen that movie. We never saw the Tiger movie. We're hoping to see the Tiger movie again. We're waiting around still right now. Where is he? We want Rory McIlroy. We want somebody to step out on the edge. And we're not talking about based on color. We're talking about that persona that made you want to watch that slow, boring Tiger Woods steps up to the second.
Tiger was so dominant that his competition would have the same look on their faces that boxers would have on their face when they faced Ali. Right. That, oh man, I know I'm finna lose this one, but I got to get out here and compete anyway.
But we are in the ocean.
The truth is, he will throw your ass in the ocean. It's time to wrap things up on the Sports Joc Show with Wayne Gandy.
When you hear the sounds of the ocean, it gives the Sports Joc just a minute to vent. We like to thank our man D. Orlando Ledbetter for calling in, helping us with the Falcons, and our man Todd Harris for being patient enough with my producer to try to call back in. I'd like to thank my two co-hosts, The Truth and Big Kenny, and the people behind the boards. It's very easy ocean for me today. Detroit, Michigan, population 99 people. Eddie Lacy, Green Bay running back. The Wednesday before Thanksgiving, missed curfew. And I wonder, how in the hell do you miss curfew in Detroit? There's nobody there. Where would you have gone to miss curfew, Eddie Lacy? As Big Kenny is making mockery of, they only have base heads there smoking. You got shut down because you missed curfew on the night before Thanksgiving game in Detroit. I don't like to go out in Detroit. When I go to Detroit on my own dime, I'm scared. You got lost? That's what his excuse was. I got lost. In Detroit? Lost where? There's nobody there. Everybody at the sports bar is from Detroit. Ask them next time you're there. Where are you from? Oh, I just moved here from Detroit. So for that, Eddie Lacy.
Walk the plank.
We need to get some gunfire for Detroit, though. Next time, not this time, but gunfire. Boom, 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 boom. Detroit. We'll be back next Monday live. Sports Joc. Peace.